Within the reaches of Shirley Povich Field is Cabin John Regional Park, Cabin John Creek running through it, but not the only water we had around the area today. A rain delay has led our first pitch time to be 8 p.m. I'm Carson Cash, joined in the booth by Zach Lewis, and on a very dry day for us, because we were inside the whole time, the Big Train take on the Onley Cropdusters on Superwomen Night. But we'll talk a little about Onley first. Coming into this game, the Cropdusters have had a pretty tough loss in their last one.
Yeah, they lost their winning streak last night, 4-2 against the South County Braves. Had two great wins, before that. Flying high, bats moving 25 runs past the Thunderbirds on Thursday. Here at Shirley Povich last night, Big Train had another tough loss. Big Train was able to start scoring with an RBI single by Gonzalez, but not able to keep that going as the hot bat of Chase Fulford, who went 4 for 4 the game before, was able to hit a home run, and the scoring went up from there. Big Train recently, Carson, been struggling a little bit with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, the last two games, the Big Train have just been not what you want to see at all. 2 in 24 with runner in scoring position last time in these last two games against Gaithersburg 2 nights ago, and then last night against Southern Maryland. 6 walks, 8 strikeouts, 3 sac flies, 4 RBIs is all that they have been able to total. I mean, this team leads the league in extra base hits. They've got a -8 run differential in that, and only 23 strikeouts. That's first in the entire league. They have the least strikeouts of anyone, 13% K rate, but when they have runners in scoring position, it jumps all the way up to 25%, Zach, and this team needs to do better with RISP if they want to find their way into any kind of success tonight. Starting lineups coming out now. We'll be right back as the Big Train take the field here in just a moment. We'll have baseball on the Big Train Baseball Network despite the rain delay. It'll be a little later tonight, but I'm ready for a midnight oil burning, my friend. Welcome back to the Bethesda Baseball Network. I'm Carson Cash, joined by Zach Lewis. It's the top of the first. Let's quickly go through this defensive lineup after we go through the intro earlier just a few moments ago. Big Train are going to have the outfield today. The first time that it's been anyone but these guys at all in the center field spot. It's going to be Foscolo, Mirza, and Hack in that outfield. The middle will be made up by Machado and Wright. Ponnet and Carpenter at the corners, as Corbin will be the man behind the dish. Different squad today for the Big Train, looking to try and rally back after 3 straight losses. Man on the mound will be Austin Monahan. We'll talk a little bit about him when he gets here, but we'll just talk about the starting lineup. Why not, of this Onley Cropdusters squad. Leading off will be Dylan Melton at the first base position. Andrew Duncan behind him, the designated hitter. Logan Barada, who is leading the league in RBIs at 9 at the 3-hole spot. For understandable reasons, the power hit will be trailed by Zakai Hawkins, the shortstop, newly committed to the University of New Mexico. Cade Walter in right field. Landon Springmeyer will make up the 6th spot at catcher. Avery Grain in left field. Xander Condalius at third base, and Donis Rodriguez will tail things out in center field. Fantastic second baseman, fantastic center fielder will be at the lower part of this lineup, kind of serving as reverse leadoff. He's extremely good at getting on.
Yeah, and probably the most notable part of the change for the Big Train lineup here is Milan Gonzalez is not in the squad today, not playing first base. Instead, Casey Carpenter will be over there, who has got himself more into this lineup as the games with the season have progressed.
You're watching Austin Monahan come to the plate now, or come to the dish, on top of the mound. He will run the rubber today, as he's had a fantastic start. Made out of State College of Florida out there. He was a Manatee. Very good season out there, as he had himself a honestly fantastic start to this year, but over at the State College of Florida, pitched to a 5.28 ERA, one time as an opener, but 18 times total, 17 out of the pen, 29 innings. This guy has got a lot of work under his belt, which is why he's going to play a lot of positions. His last time out against Gaithersburg, fantastic.
Yeah, great game against Gaithersburg. 3 innings pitched there, 4 strikeouts in those 3 innings, only walking 1 hitter there, 0 earned runs. Just a great show of pitching from Monahan, really what the Big Train needing from the pitching staff that is a little depleted still at this moment.
I think I actually messed that setup. June 2nd against the Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts. Apologies for that one, as the Thunderbolts came into town, and we brought it all the way back from 8-2, and then at another point, 11-6. Amazing comeback win. They're going to need some magic tonight to make things work, but Monahan is going to be the one to start it. He's a fantastic guy. He's very calm and collected. We talked to him afterwards through the games, before games. He's in the bullpen most of the time, so he's a pretty accessible guy to get to, because he doesn't pitch every day. Just exactly who you want to start a game. Calm, cool, collected. We'll see how many he gets through a very tired and arm-depleted Big Train bullpen.
And not to forget here that the Cropdusters do like to swing those bats, and they can swing hard, putting 13 runs past the Big Train in the first game they played at OBGC Park, First Responder Field there, and scoring 25 against the Thunderbolts on Thursday. So they can do serious damage.
Outside of that last loss last night, in their 2 wins, they scored 38 runs. 11 unanswered against the Big Train, and in Onley, obviously, on Wednesday. That was all against Nathan Wines, who kind of was stuck in the game, didn't really have much he could do about it, couldn't get out of the jam, and just kept going beyond where he was comfortable. Unfortunately, gave up 8 runs, obviously, but then give way to 3, followed by Capuno. We'll see, as Capuno, he will likely be out of the pen tonight after 2 days of rest. Has kind of been the name of the game for some of these bullpen arms. Monahan on the longest rest of anybody who is here. See what he can do. Likely see Gagan, who went 1 last night as well. The starter will certainly have more in his arm. But we'll lead things off here with Dylan Melton, the 2026 America East second team in his rookie year, his freshman year at UMBC. First pitch from Monahan is a high fastball. Placed it very well on that June 2nd appearance. Those 3 innings were crucial in giving the Big Train room to breathe while they tried to make their way back. They did end up giving up more runs regardless.
Melton not hitting exactly where he's wanted to so far this season for the Cropdusters. Only 1 hit so far, but able to bring 3 RBIs in, so doing his damage from that leadoff spot.
Only a very good team in that OBP slot last night. Only 2 hits. They did walk 8 times in the lost. Strike in there on the 2-0. Breaking ball from the likes of Monahan. He'll play next year at State College of Florida as well. I know we had a confusion part on that broadcast. Somebody with the exact same name, a freshman, committing to the Southwest Florida. 2-1 now from Monahan. That one low and inside the batter. Melton, his last game, walked twice, served as a fourth of the walk for the Cropdusters in their home loss yesterday. 3-1 now as Monahan delivers with a risk walk, fouls it back towards the parking lot, and honestly notably towards my car.
Hey, got to be careful if you park too close to Shirley Povich here. Could result in a new-looking vehicle and not quite in the way you would want when you head back to your car.
Yeah, not exactly a makeover. You want to keep your windshield intact, and that's why you park as far as you can from the stadium. And all you get here early. 3-2, full count now in the first batter, Monahan. Inside pitch, he walks the first man on. The dreaded leadoff walk to Melton as he makes his way to first base uncontested. He'll play first tonight. It'll tail with Andrew Duncan, who has been fantastic this season as well. Homered in his game to right against the big train earlier. Got that rally going.
Monahan there after that walk, digging his cleat into the dirt in the mound a little bit, maybe trying to figure out where he can get the most traction.
0-0 count now as he gets a reset on the mound. Trying to be efficient as Monahan. He was in his first appearance, excuse me. This is his first start of the season, second appearance. Duncan standing in, 583 OBP, 467 in the OBP department as well, 553 slug. 1-0 is lined foul to right, and that one will land somewhere near the bullpens as this one has been very difficult so far for this big train. The season, 3 losses in a row, one obviously by giving up 11 unanswered. You go on the road to Gaithersburg on Thursday night, 5-3 loss where you almost come back 2 runners on. Just unfortunately, Sebastian Graham, who now leads the league with 3 saves, shut the door. He was reaching 93, 94. 1-1 now. Fouled back towards us. Dolby as well went against Onley, maybe potentially ready for this game. He had himself a tough outing for his standards. He went 4 innings, with only 2 earned given.
And, I think a lot of that Cropdusters loss can definitely be put on some depleted pitching staff and Wines having to be out there more than comfortable. But these last 2 losses, unfortunately for the Big Train, have been with good pitching, and the bat's just not really able to catch up.
He already has been great for the Big Train in these last few games. Not so much in the first 2. Last 2 have been great. Hitting, however, kind of dropped off. 1-2. Second pickoff in a row. Concerned with the runner at first. Melton, though, the first baseman, yet to even attempt to steal on the air. Probably why they're picking him off, too. Might be a little too slow to get back, but he's not getting any kind of lead. It's perfect in the field at UMBC at 1-2. We'll see that defensive side of him later. 1-2 from Monahan. In there, looking. He gets caught staring. Duncan goes down. The DH has not struck out this season looking. That'll be his first time doing so. It'll bring up Logan Barada, the RBI leader of this entire league right now out of Jacksonville University. Very good season with the Dolphins and 9 RBIs and a homer to his name with these Cropdusters. Barada getting one of the 2 runs in last night. As the first one is in there, a hard fastball on the inside portion.
4 for 13 for the Cropdusters so far this season. Been effective for them as well, 9 RBIs. So just swinging the bat in the right places and at the right times.
Stats are something to look at early in this season as something to just keep in mind but not look too hard at. Obviously, a 4-game sample size is nothing in statistics. And you're definitely hitting a lot of margin for error in terms of how good a player actually is. That being said, Barada, a lot of power in that bend. He's one of the heavier second basemen in the league, and a lot of that's muscle. He's got tons of power. Monahan has him into an 0-2 hole, seeking his second strikeout of this contest. From the stretch, big wave at that one, sat down again, and 2 strikeouts to start this one for Monahan, having his total from the last game so far, only through 3 batters. It'll bring up the like of Zakai Hawkins, goodness, just committed to New Mexico.
Yeah, formerly a Utah Ute there, now at New Mexico. Looking for some more at-bats and getting more chances to swing in his college career.
Yeah, Zakai will move to the Mountain West out of the Big 12. He'll be a Lobo. First pitch from Monahan is delayed as he throws it back, not the rain delay. Don't want to hear that word right now.
Just glad we're out here and playing baseball.
Yeah. Top of the first, runner on first if you're just tuning in. Monahan, 2 strikeouts already, 2 outs. As this one delivered a double play depth for the infield. Corbin goes to the runner, tries to throw it, gets into the outfield. It's far enough where he can't go, with the center fielder Mirza is there to pick it up. And Corbin again, double clutched. It happened the last time he tried to go for a throw out as well. When he does do that, he tends to just sail it right over the second baseman's head. That is Brennan Wright today. He sat yesterday. Wright, a first-team All-Cal Ripken League member last year at the second base position. Second-team All-Sun Belt for the NCAA last year as well.
Monahan here, obviously, a beginning walk is not exactly what you're looking for in your start here, but 2 effective strikeouts after that.
That's a breaking ball in there for strike 1. Count will go to 1-1 to Hawkins. He's had a pretty quiet year with the bat. Only appeared in 1 game. Saw an 0 for 4. That was yesterday. Did get a walk. Trying to just move the runner along or move himself on. Have to be a single if he were to move the runner up, though. 1-1, 2 outs. Line in the air to center. Mirza tailing on it. It's going to be an easy lollipop fly ball for him. We'll go to the bottom half of the first. Big Train will look to strike first in this one. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. I'm Carson Cass. Zach Lewis on my left. New man on the mound for this Onley squad. They haven't seen him this season, neither have we. It's the lefty, Austin Weiss, out of the University of Maryland. Pretty highly ranked Terrapin, the 82 player in the entire country when he went in the 2025 class. The number 3 player, number 1 left-hander in the entire state of Maryland. High expectations for this guy. Had an okay season, though, at Maryland last year.
Yeah, notably in his first appearance with the Terps was against number 1 ranked UCLA. He struck out his first 2 batters there. So an impressive start against a really great team. The Cropdusters will really appreciate having his arm with them this season.
Yeah, I write for Sox on 35th. I actually watched that game. It was Rock Chalowski, the kind of renowned number 1 overall prospect who went down swinging in 3 pitches on that leadoff spot. A guy that you really have to be careful of. He's only got a 7 ERA, so it's one thing you're thinking, oh, well, he went through 2 starts, was a little bit rough after that starting portion, and they ended up deciding that he should come out of the bullpen. Unsure if he'll stay with Maryland next year with the coaching change, but we'll have to see all of that. The lefty will set and fire to the leadoff man, Cal Johnson, for these Big Train. We'll go through this Big Train lineup in just a moment after we go through Johnson's AB. He's designated hitting tonight. Had a night off last night, 1-0. Last appearance, he was replaced by the likes of Logan Panette, trying to get his bat going against Gaithersburg. They didn't, but last night they definitely did. Was the player of the game against The squad of Southern Maryland, 2-0 from the lefty Weiss, whose biggest issues have been related to control.
Yeah, nice to have Cal Johnson back in this lineup. Putting him into the leadoff spot, showcase his hit, not just his hitting, but his speed once he gets on base.
Switch hitter is also out of Maryland, so teammates going from one to another here. He's committed to Maryland out of the State College of Florida. Had a very good year last year. As catcher calls time, they'll have a conversation 2-2. What are they going to give up to Cal Johnson? Cal Johnson, a switch hitter. Switch hitting a lot more power from the lefty box. He hasn't been actually great from the righty side. What are you calling if you're this catcher? What pitch comes here?
I don't think you want to show anything over the zone here for Cal Johnson. He knows what kind of pitch he might be looking for and would like to take one deep into the outfield if he can.
Johnson struck out 3 times this season, all of which were in the game first. 2-2. Watches it low. Fantastic pitch selection there. It's a fastball. I just can't nip the corner of the zone. Actually, I believe it was a splitter, if I remember the full stats right, which you don't get full access to. 3-2 full count. High and away. He walked the first. Cal Johnson reaches base. His 3rd walk of the season. Not a guy who typically leaves the bat on his shoulders. Does there. He gets a cool payoff from it. It'll bring up Brandon Wright, the second baseman in the 2-hole spot. Fantastic hitter for this Big Train squad last year. Big expectations as his bat hasn't gotten quite going yet.
Yeah, key returner here. Expecting big things again from him this season, but just waiting kind of for his breakthrough game here.
First pitch from Weiss is low and away. Notably for Wright, had a pretty good start to the year against Gaithersburg on June 4th. 0 for 3 with 2 walks. Ended up actually scoring one of those. 1-0. Ground ball left side collected by the shortstop Hawkins. He'll have to make a very tough throw. Great play at first base from the perfect first baseman Melton. No errors in the play in spring. No errors this season. You're showing why. We'll take a quick look at this defensive lineup. And just as a moment, this squad very good defensively. Kind of bottom of the league in errors. Have had some errors, but mostly from 2 different players. It'll be Crane, Rodriguez, and Walter through the outfield. Hawkins, Barada in the middle. Candelas and Melton at the corners. Springmeyer behind the dish. That'll bring up the batter as well. Logan Panett wearing a pink arm sleeve tonight. Weiss with the runner advanced to second now. Wright goes. Throw at third. He's safe. Stolen base. Another for Wright. He has got his 2nd of the year.
And as mentioned earlier in the broadcast, I mean, Cal Johnson obviously has hitting prowess here, but he is quick. I mean, the way he gets off the bag, it is so hard to get him out on his stolen bases, and already proved his speed with the in-the-park home run in an exhibition match here.
Funny I said right because I knew it was Johnson, and I gave Johnson stolen base stat. 2-0 low. Weiss is really struggling on that lower portion of the zone, especially on the left, his right side, regardless of righty or lefty. 2-0 now. Front door fastball. Has a little movement on it, notably. Looks a little bit more like a cutter. Doesn't cut enough to be one. So it's got run.
Yeah, that ball does move, though, right at the last minute, which makes it a pretty tough pitch to hit there.
Big wave on the 2-1. 2-2 now the count. Yeah, that fastballs that have that much movement are almost impossible to hit when they have velo. Weiss not there yet in his career, but from the left side, it is really interesting. He's got high enough velo to really make a difference at the D1 level. 2-2. It's a breaking ball over to short, 1 out. The runner will come home. That will be an RBI ground out as Logan Panett is extinguished at first, and the Big Train will take themselves a 1-0 lead. I'm sure they're very happy with that. Still 0 for 2 today with runners in scoring position, but they do get a run out of it.
And for a Big Train team that is struggled this season to put their runners home when they do have them on the bag, that's just a very happy sight there to get Cal Johnson in and be the first one on the scoreboard.
It's the 2nd time this season the Big Train have had a lead first. 3rd. Last time was also against Onley. 1-0. This one fouled back from Machado. He bats in that power spot at 4 today. He's had a pretty good bat today in warm-ups. Pretty good bat altogether this season. Yesterday, his only appearance where he was kind of cold. Ground ball left side. Diving third baseman. He stops it, comes up with it, but will not make it. He just got to eat it there. Machado gets himself a single with 2 outs to try and start the rally here.
Nice piece of hitting for Machado there, who you mentioned was a little bit cold yesterday. Not quite characteristic of him. Seemed to struggle with exactly where he wanted to swing the ball. And that one, good hard hit. Doesn't quite make its way to the outfield, but hit hard enough that it's hard for the third baseman there to gather and able to get to first base safely.
Jackson Mirza will be the next man up, the center fielder out of the University of South Florida. He's had an okay season so far, struggling a little bit at the dish. 182 average with a 231 OBP. Has earned himself a double, thus his slug 273. Yesterday, not too good in the box, 0 for 3 with a walk. Did make the most out of that walk, stole 2 bases, 0-1 to 1-1 as he gets under a fastball. 8:30 here at Shirley Povich Field after the rain delay. Cut us back an hour. 1-1 outside. Weiss still struggling with the overthrow to the right box for him.
Machado, another quick runner over there at first. Definitely a little bit of a stolen base threat as well.
Outside again to Mirza. And you probably got to go here at some point if you're Machado. Especially on the 3-1, you're expecting your guy to maybe swing. If he doesn't, you just get over anyway. Would expect Machado to try and get a stolen base here, or especially now that he doesn't have to. He'll walk over to second base free. Bases have 1 on second and 1 on first. Not quite ducks on the pond for the likes of Will Hack, who's been a pretty good clutch hitter this season, always coming up when he needs to and doing exactly what he has to. A sacrifice bunt, a sacrifice fly yesterday, and 2 walks.
Yeah, that bunt was a great bunt yesterday. Kind of just textbook. Had enough taken off it that allowed runners to get through and him out to get over. So, good clutch hitting from him.
Now we'll see the first pitch to him from Weiss. Hard liner backwards. 0-1 the count now from Weiss. Says struggling to get ahead of these hitters. That's a good sign for him. Big Train have a hit in this one, but it's mainly been walks that he's let them on. 2-1 in the walk to hit ratio, but early game. Weiss is a fantastic arm that's just struggling a little bit with control. And they gave up 6 hits in his 8 appearances. It was 9 walks that did the damage against him. 0-2 as Hack watches strike 1, a fastball.
Hack maybe not convinced that one was in the zone, but just crept on the inside part there. Another good pitch by Weiss.
Weiss trying to escape the jam he's got himself in with 2 on, 1 in scoring position. 0-2 pitch. Broken bat. Over to left. It's over the head of the shortstop. Hawkins can't get up there. Runner Machado will go home. Play at third. He's safe. An RBI single off the bat of Will Hack. He loses about $200 on that bat, but I'm sure he'll take an RBI at that cost. Machado scores, and the Big Train have their first single RBI single in over 2 days.
And that is just a sight to see. Incredible in power there to, even with the bat splinter, get it over that shortstop's head and drop into the outfield there. Really nice to have another run batted home there for the Big Train, increasing this cushion early, hoping that a big lead early could mean a victory for the Big Train tonight.
Yeah, it's really rough for Weiss. Get the broken bat, and your shortstop Hawkins seems to have a beat on it, and he just kind of loses it. Kind of doesn't expect it to be as high as it did. He has to drop back, eventually makes a choice to stand right there on the lip, thinking it was going to get down, but it stayed in the air just long enough for Hack to get to first. That is his first RBI single of the season. Has had a few sac flies. As you mentioned, guy's kind of a glue guy for this lineup in clutch hitting spots, and he continues to be clutch. He's walked a bunch with runners on, and another runner in scoring position for Ryan Foscolo, the Kentucky bat.
You know, here's how I know that Ryan Foscolo is ready to go for this at-bat. I saw him after the rain delay getting a Kona Ice.
1-0. Runner goes. They opt to throw. Big Train do not go at third. Ooh. Big hit to the head as the elbow and the arm get into the likes of Will Hack at second. Not intentional, of course. Barada picks the sunglasses of Hack up and apologizes as just kind of where the throw ended up, and Hack just didn't go head first. That's why you always go head first if you're curious.
Yeah, kind of an uncomfortable collision there. Obviously, no malintent from either side, but just kind of catches him on helmet area there.
He'll earn himself a stolen base regardless, as Mirza still stands at third. Didn't go. 1-1 now. Is Hack okay? Gave him a signal. Whether he's actually giving him a signal or just saying things is important to note. A lot of guys will stand at second and just make arm motions just to make the catcher worried that they're getting pitches. Perhaps swatting at gnats as well. Who knows? Get in the head of the catcher anyway, I think, as long as you're moving your arms. 2-2 as Foscolo watches a fastball just nail that lower portion of the zone. Good pitch there from Weiss, trying to escape the jam at 2. Lefty stretch work on 2-2. Ground ball right side, it's foul. He lifts that one a little bit down the line before it touches right before first base and ends up foul regardless. It's Superwoman night here at the ballpark. We also have another surprise here in the second and third inning, which we'll get to here in the top of the second. Have some special guests on tonight's broadcast. 2-2. Weiss. Ground ball backwards as Foscolo stays alive on pitch 6 of the AB.
We had, before the game started tonight, Holy Cross women's basketball team that won over 150 consecutive matches in a row.
That's absurd to win that many games in a row.
A couple of championships sprinkled in there.
Yeah, obviously championships sprinkled in there. That's not just a regular season record. 2-2. Inside pitch from Weiss as in danger of losing. Foscolo here on now will be the payoff pitch. Other games going on tonight. DC ahead of Alexandria, surprisingly, 8-0 after a poor showing against Alexandria already earlier, and 8-2. Metro South County at home leading the Southern Maryland squad. 3-2 payoff. They'll do dance. The ball high is off the backstop, and a good bounce for the likes of Springmeyer, who now will have to command his pitcher on bases loaded. A jam.
Yeah, quick reaction from Springmeyer there to keep Machado from getting home on a wild pitch there that sends Foscolo over to first base and loads them up for Parker Corbin up at the bat.
Corbin, a very hot start to his season, has played in, I think, a mere 2 games. But in those games, hasn't hit too much. But every single one of his hits have been extra bases. 2 hits to his total tonight this season. Has got himself a fantastic .333 average with a .667 slug. As we'll take a little bit of a brief pause, not on the broadcast. We're not going to break yet. But they will talk to their pitcher on the mound. That's Adam Leader. Had a bobblehead night for him on, I believe it was Wednesday when we saw them. So the Onley squad at First Responder Field. Very pretty ballpark. We got a lot there. They do the Cotton Eye Joe between the 5th innings.
Yes, in between the 5th inning, you see the whole team get out there and do a line dance together. Very fun, and just it was a cool atmosphere there. Felt like old-timey ball there. Yeah,
quite the surprise as well. I mean, you don't expect to see something like that, and, you know, it is odd. It's very banana ball-esque, and we had no warning, so we're just sitting there in the booth between innings, and we're like, oh, the whole team is coming out, and oh, now they're dancing to Cotton Eye Joe. It was odd, but as the break comes through, Onley will try and navigate with the likes of Weiss through what is one difficult situation. Weiss, lefty, surrounded. He's got ducks on the pond to Corbin, the mashing catcher out of Maryland. Strike one in there. It's a high part of the plate fastball. Corbin mashing off speed. 0-1 pitch now. It's another fastball in there again, this time low. Weiss finding the control he's been missing these first 2 batters.
Yeah, and that ball dropped quickly once it passed the plate. Tough pitch to hit there for Corbin.
2 steals already as well. 0-2. Inside pitch. Catcher thought maybe it was in there. Catcher waves off the dugout signal. A lot of these games get called from the dugout, something to note. The 0-2 now from Weiss. In danger is Corbin. Outside, count goes from 1-2 to 2-2 now.
Corbin patient there. That one just low and outside on the zone.
Could be a big start for the big train with bases loaded. Outside again, can't seem to get the zone. He's telling them to calm down. The young, very young pitcher who's a little graduated early. Has not played too much at Maryland. As runners go on the payoff, foul back. As Corbin keeps this one alive. You'll see on the base paths, going really early is the man at first. He'll be the first to go. As Foscolo will be the first, Hack will follow, and you'll see the man at third will not go until he's fully in his wind. Interesting stuff going on 3-2 with 2 outs.
Yeah, and maybe those batters those runners, trying to create a little bit of chaos behind Weiss there.
3-2, another broken bat. This one is now a composite as what's left is in the hand of Corbin. He's got to get a new one as that one goes foul. He was behind a fastball. And, behind a fastball, he didn't get any help from his bat regardless. So that's the third broken bat we've had in the last 2 nights.
Yeah, and maybe the dip in temperature as well as the moisture that you feel here at Shirley Povich contributing to the material of the bat being tested a lot and potentially leading to more cracks and splinters tonight.
Some pine tar on the bat spray on from Corbin. They'll do another dance here on the true payoff. Runners everywhere. 3-2, 2 outs. Nowhere to run for either. Runners go. Yes, he did. Swing and a miss. Down goes Corbin. He leaves 3 stranded, but the big train collect 2 runs on 2 hits. We've got a surprise on the top half of the second inning that you'll be very excited for here on the Baseball Network of the Big Train. We'll be right back at the top of the second. Welcome back to play. I'm Carson Cash, joined by a new face in the booth, Harrison Corman. How are you, buddy?
Good. Also, hi everybody.
Very good.
I did this last year against a team. I think it might have actually been the Cropdusters, but I'm not really sure.
Seen a lot of Onley this season. They're members of the North Division, just like us. Harrison, what's your favorite sport? Gotta ask.
Baseball.
Is it?
I think. I actually don't know.
You are you a fan of one of the 2 teams here in Maryland?
I'm wearing a Big Train hat, so Big Train.
Big Train fan. Doesn't care for the Nationals or Orioles.
I'm also an Orioles fan.
Really? That's good.
I used to be a Nationals fan, but, well, my dad, he's a really big Orioles fan.
Oh, if you Orioles are making a comeback in the AL East, if you are pretty tuned into the MLB. They're now
not that much.
3rd, I think, and 2 games out of a wild card spot because the AL is a mess right now. The batter now, for the likes of this other side, is going to be, Cade Walter, as he will stand in and lead the squad.
There was a ball that
I forgot to call. Whoops.
Oh, you're good. All good. We don't call everything in here. It's TV.
Oh. Technically YouTube, but
Yeah. TV on YouTube. I guess there's a platform for that. They call it YouTube TV. Anyway, still Austin Monahan on the mound, the State College of Florida Manatee, to Walter, who homered his first game in.
Ball. Strike. Sorry, I can't speak.
All good. All good, my friend.
One of my friends invented this saying. Englishing is hard.
It sometimes is. As a broadcaster, I mean, it really is a difficult thing to get through. As
Foul.
little dribbler foul. Gotta ask. So, do you play baseball?
Yeah.
What position are you?
My league doesn't have set positions, really. I usually play outfield. I did try second base, and tomorrow is my last game of the season, and I'm trying pitching.
Ooh.
Hope it's literally literally near here. So
Oh, that I don't remember.
there are
what they
fields
call it.
like to my left. They're like a bunch of baseball fields. Actually, more like in the direction of left fieldish, but
the 1-2.
yeah.
Got
Actually, 1-3 if you count the third strike, but
It's a strikeout looking. It'll bring up Landon Springmeyer as Harrison unfortunately has to navigate my terrible handwriting on the
Yeah,
scorebook.
unfortunately, I do. Well, I have terrible handwriting too, so yeah. Also, my dad has really terrible handwriting. Do not ask, because it is really bad.
If you're curious, his father in the booth today.
He's also a state legislator,
Yeah.
so
That he is.
strike.
State Legislator of Maryland. A strike on the outside corner to the batter. Springmeyer, he plays out of Northern Kentucky University, a Norseman from Arizona, naturally. California, excuse me. Little one low.
All ones. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And when it's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, I call it all twos. No, seriously, I actually do that.
Springmeyer born in California, out of Arizona. You'll see the 1-1 from Monahan.
Looked like a ball.
Just on the outside corner there. It's a good pitch, but doesn't get him to bite. Springmeyer doesn't strike out much.
Ball. Wait, strike.
Springmeyer-
Strike. Yeah, it looked like a ball. All
Oh,
right.
good.
It was actually a strike, but, well, from up here, well, if you're at that level, it would have been easier. But from here, you can't really tell the depth of the pitch, only if it's inside or outside. Always, maybe that's just me. Because I've no.
Batter got fooled as well. 2-2 is
Oh, boy.
mashed.
Oh. Yeah! He caught it!
Big out there from the left fielder Foscolo as he will catch one right before the track. Ball got a lot of power under it, but too high in the air.
It looked like a home run. I'm not going to lie. I actually thought it was going to go out. I thought it was going to go out, but miraculously, it stayed in.
Cooler temps prevailing, I think, there. I actually also thought that one might have a chance at leaving.
Yeah, it had a decent. Yeah, I was like, all right. There's like a 50% chance he catches. There's like a 20% chance he catches it. 80% it goes out.
That one is high, popping left side. Can't seem to find it in the night sky. It's way out into the pickleball courts out there in
At
left.
least it is not a car destroyer, which is basically what I call it if it goes behind us, because it could hit a car and really damage it.
0-1.
Also, they do not reimburse you for that, sadly.
No,
Huge
it's,
earring.
it's the rules you sign up for. Crane in here. Out of Onley, Maryland, he's uncommitted. He's been pretty good this season. Ooh!
I don't know where he was hit, but it could have been unmentionable parts.
Looks like the inside part of his knee.
Oh.
Ouch. Not a fantastic way to go on to first. We mentioned it.
It's a way to go on to first. I mean, my
Yeah.
first baseball game in my league, let's see, I got hit in the wrist while blocking my head, and I then got hit in the leg. Not surprisingly, the one in the leg hurt less, because I think when I got hit in the head. Most of the impact was absorbed by my wrist and helmet unevenly, so I was fine.
How to bring up Xander Candelas, who'll have a runner at first. Grain, pretty aptly named for being an Onley Cropduster.
Oh, I get it. Cropdusters. Like, they're like, a crop duster, if you're wondering, is like a plane that goes low and just dust and puts dust on in crops or something like that. I don't really know.
Might be fertilizer. I actually don't know.
We don't know.
They made a movie about that. Planes. Kind of. 1-0.
I'm gonna. I think that if that's not a ball, I don't know what is.
You'd be right, my friend. 2-0 count as Monahan, struggling with traffic on the bases, only issued one walk all of his last appearance. Did that in the first inning into the first batter. That was actually the first hit batsman of the season for both Grain and Monahan. 2-0 pitch now from Monahan. He'll have more stretch work. He likes to pick them off as well. 5 pickoffs tonight, including...
Yeah, you're right. 5. Now that I think about it, 5. So weirdly, my memory's either working really well or it just decides not to work.
Grain goes on the 2-0. Safe at the bag. Easy stolen base.
I don't get it, but okay.
2-0 steal. Pretty much you're kind of waiting on a hit and run, I think. That would be my guess there from the likes of Adam Leader. Pretty good manager name. A lot of good names in this league. Got to give a quick shout out to my favorite name, maybe of all time in all of baseball, Lee Turnipseed of the Gaithersburg Giants.
Okay, that is a pretty cool name. But that's a pretty good name.
It's pretty good. Into right.
Yes, 3 outs.
That will end the top
With a
frame.
foul.
Big Train are able to strand one in the form of Grain, who went the painful way to first. We'll be right back in the bottom half of the second inning on the Baseball Network of the Big Train. We're live. Welcome back. I'm Carson Cash, joined still by my friend here, Harrison Corman.
Hey, guys.
How was that Big Train bats coming out? How are you feeling now about
Pretty
it,
good.
Harrison?
And it's a ball. Looked pretty fast. I don't know how fast it was going, to be honest, but it did look fast.
Looks like high 80s, if I remember right from Weiss. He's hit 92 before, but keeping his arm kind of intact. Not a relief appearance for
Okay,
him.
that is pretty fast.
Ooh.
Yeah, ball. Good eye.
Batter is Parker Corbin, the catcher.
Parker Corbin. Wait, his last name sounds a lot like mine. Just noticed that. Anyway, he also has a really good eye I've seen. I just saw. Wait, I just realized.
Hitters count. That one low and away.
Ball. That was another ball. Wow. I would have, if I was playing that, I would have fallen for all of those. No, seriously, I would have.
Would you gotten a hit,
in the
though?
strike zone. Ah! No, seriously. I would have actually been running for my life.
I feel like maybe you could have gotten a hit there. Weiss is a difficult pitcher, but Bit slower. From the left side, though, is really hard.
Yeah, but ball forward, take your base. I almost.
Corbin ended the last inning. I apologize. I totally missed that. I was looking at other things. Casey Carpenter actually just walked. He's the leadoff man there.
Sorry.
No, it's my fault. I didn't finish my scorebook last inning.
It's called. This is what happened here. People are human. Oh, wait, we're called humans. Why wouldn't we be human?
I like that message.
And
Like
use
that
the
a lot.
pitch. Strike.
It's the power bat who leads off. Kind of same strategy that I guess Aaron Boone had with Judge that they're having here. Johnson,
Wait, who's up?
fantastic. It's or Cal Johnson on the top of the order here. Maryland
Johnson's up. Let's see. So, let's see. 1 ball, 1 strike. And let's see. All right. It's 0. It's 0-2. Cropdusters 0. Big Train 2. Let's see. Oh, 2 balls, 1 strike, 0 out. So it's 2-1-0.
Yeah, you can read that better than I can, and I have corrective lenses. 2-1 from Weiss. Harrison is our special guest tonight. One thing I always ask a lot of our friends who come in through the booth and on these broadcasts and other, I gotta know. We'll talk about it after this 2-2.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, what is it?
Johnson could not get any of that fastball.
Strike. He swung. Strikeout. He swung.
I gotta ask, since you play baseball,
Yeah.
do you have a favorite sports moment in your life or in any sport? As it looks like it'll be the end of the day for Weiss with the man warming in the pen.
Let's see. So the favorite sports moment I've ever seen is that time Randy Johnson hit a bird and it blew up. Let's see. I don't really know if I have any favorite sports moments of my life. Oh, right. That Orioles playoff game I went. Thanks for reminding me, Dad. My dad reminded me about
What
that
year was
one.
that?
I think we're currently, do you remember? 2022, right? Or 2023. Yeah.
Hey, don't make the playoffs often. I'm familiar from the south side of Chicago, so. I was at my
mom's
personal
also
favorite moment
from
similar.
Chicago.
Oh, very cool. It's the best city in the world. At least I think so.
Okay, I think
it'll
they're
be
subbing out the pitcher. They probably are. I actually know a sign to tell.
bingo. You're right.
It's smacking his butt, which I think they did.
We'll be right back on the Big Train Network of the Big Train, as I believe it'll be Matthew Russell who will take the mound. We'll check that in just a moment. We'll be right back in a quick moment. Welcome back to baseball on the Big Train Baseball Network. I'm Carson Cash, joined by my friend Harrison Corman, a special guest tonight. Harrison, tell us a little bit about the man on the mound here.
The guy pitching is number 10 for the Onley Cropdusters, Matthew Russell. He's a right-handed pitcher. His ERA is 27 because he only pitched 1.2 innings last night, and from what I heard, it didn't go too well, so, you know. He goes to Towson University, which is good because it's in Maryland.
Had a bit of a rough season at Towson. Went through 13 innings and did a lot of cleanup work there in later innings. Russell went last night, I believe, for only .2. Had to close it out of a tired bullpen. I think was scheduled to start anyway. Scheduled to come in anyway today. Springmeyer, who was fantastic in that game previously, loses it.
2 balls, 1 strike.
It's Brennan Wright at the plate. He's out of the University of South Alabama, the Jaguars. So, cat mascots for the pitcher and the hitter.
I just realized how many schools have cat mascots. I guess you're allergic to all of those. I was making a joke to my dad. The joke is he's allergic to cats. So, the joke is he's allergic to the mascots. Anyway, so there are 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. And here's the pitch.
He walked him. Wow. That is a fantastic pitch to lay off. Wizardry on that curveball.
Yeah. Very curvy curveball. Just not good with the aiming part.
Russell, a bit of an issue with the walk. Has conceded more of them in his college career and his career here. He was a 2025 member of the Onley Cropdusters as well. Saw 6 games of work, all starts. 15.1 innings worked through.
And let's see. Here's the pitch. Oh, and it's hit. Oh, it's caught for the second out.
Panett got his bat going, was not extinguished at all yesterday, but is extinguished there on a rope line drive to the right fielder. Very good collection by Walter. That brings up Daniel Machado out of Venezuela.
I hope this one takes a while well, let's just say the more time I'm up here, the better for me. That's the worst for you. Sorry, Abby. My sister's named Abby, so.
We'll see Abby in the second inning. Unfortunately, not too quick, as that one is going to be an out.
All right.
Thank you very much for staying here, Harrison. I hope you have a great day. And good luck in the start of high school, Harrison. 14 years old. Will start this fall. We'll be right back on the Bethesda Big Train Baseball Network. I'm Carson Cass. We'll be right back with another special guest here in the third. Welcome back to baseball at Shirley Povich Field. I'm Carson Cash, joined by a new friend, Abby Corman. Abby, how are you tonight?
Good.
Abby, I heard you play some sports. You play basketball and what was the other one?
Soccer.
Soccer. Where do you play in basketball? Oh yeah, I guess positions aren't really a thing for a pretty long time in basketball. Now that I think about it, I didn't get a position. I never played long enough to get positions. I was not very good at basketball, if you couldn't tell by my height. Play soccer though. Do you like defense or offense on soccer? Do you think
I
more?
like offense better.
Okay, bit of a striker. Got any goals this season?
Yes.
Pretty cool. How many?
I wasn't counting.
That's how good she is, folks. As that will turn the lineup over after Machado grounded out to the first base side unassisted. We'll bring up the likes of Donis Rodriguez, the former Dominican Summer Leaguer. High ball. As we run the color tonight, Abby. In there is Donis Rodriguez. If you want to talk a little bit about him.
He went. He's a right pitcher and a right hitter. He went to Merceville University.
Yeah, that's in Pennsylvania. Not too far from our producer, one of our producers, as we've got two actually tonight. Zach Lewis has earned his way over there. 2-0 is high. 3-0 now, the count to Rodriguez, who is out of Mao, Dominican Republic. Actually went to Santa Dominga High School as well. After being released from the Brewers, he finished high school there and then decided he was going to go play college in the States. Went to Millersville, doing construction management. As the 3-0 is called. A good pitch on that inside corner. A pretty long day today if you are Monahan. These starters have a tough time in the rain delays, getting their arms going and re-warming, basically. Ooh, good walk there. Abby, are you more of a Nationals fan or are you a Baltimore fan?
I don't really know.
That's fair. That's totally fair. As her father, Mark, is very surprised. Can't believe that there's no allegiance there. Mark is a big Orioles fan? Orioles fan. Millersville far closer to Baltimore than it is to here. A lot of Millersville guys. That one ground to the right side. It gets past the runner holding the second baseman right away to the left. And runners at the corners to start things off for Monahan. When you are in a tough spot, Abby, what would you give advice to Monahan here now that he has runners on the corners with no outs? What do you say to him to calm him down?
Ooh, I don't know.
It's a tough situation.
Yeah.
As we enter the top half of the third here, I'm with Abby Corman, friend of the show, special guest tonight. And man on the mound is Monahan, struggling a little bit as he tries to get himself together. Runner goes on that steal. They go back the other way and can't catch him at the bag. 2-1, a fantastic double steal from the likes of Donis Rodriguez. He is way too quick to leave a man over there, and Corbin gives up a run, unfortunately, there as his throw can't get back in time from right. It's a 2-1 lead. So when you're playing soccer, do you think too much when you're trying to score, or are you just full instincts?
Kind of in the middle, because sometimes like everyone's screaming like, shoot, 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 when I can't shoot. And sometimes I can just do it easily.
Tale as old as time. Disciplined, I hear from you in the striker position. Are you excited all for the World Cup coming up?
Yes.
Any, obviously, hopefully rooting for the USA.
Yeah.
Is there any other teams you think you're going to cheer on for fun if the USA doesn't make it out of the group stage? Because they have a tough one.
Yeah. I don't really know.
See the underdogs as it goes?
Yeah.
Andrew Duncan, the batter now, the designated hitter out of Duke, the Blue Devils. A pretty fun mascot, I have to say. ACC, probably the most fun mascots in all of college sports, I'd have to guess. Duncan had a redshirt year last year at Duke. He's from the area.
He's from Bethesda.
Went to Georgetown Preparatory,
Yes.
a pretty hard staple and anvil of this region in terms of high school sports. As the jam getting a little worse, runner at second base after Donis Rodriguez stole home. That's his 4th of the season, league tying with his teammate. 1-2 down the line, foul. To the World Cup coming up. A lot of soccer to be played. For basketball, finals are going on. You keeping up with that at all?
A little bit.
Any dog in that race? Spurs and the Knicks?
I don't know. This is my first year playing basketball, so.
1-2 from Monahan. Oof. Tough pitch there. 2-2. That one just outside, a little bit low. Struggling a little bit with the breaking ball. The 2-2 now from Monahan as he deals with runners. Runner, just one behind him. Ooh, a little broken bat again.
Yeah.
Splinters there as the bat break gets to the
He's
shortstop. First out is finally collected for the likes of Monahan. Had to bring up Logan Barada. Wearing the number 5 tonight. I believe he may have forgotten his jersey at home. Actually, the second night in a row we've had guys forget their jerseys at home. So I guess advice to the young athletes in the room. Sometimes it really does just happen. Your parents will be disappointed in you, but sometimes it really does just happen. These guys are college athletes who will be wearing the different jerseys today for one reason or another. Barada in that 5. You ever leave your jersey at home?
No.
Better than I was. Far better. Ono is fouled into the air.
Yeah.
It's very foul. Actually, into the bleacher on that left side, the only unnamed one here is the Miller and Long grandstand. Sits straight away. And in that first baseline, it's the David Povich first base grandstand. You're in the booth tonight. I got to ask, journalism obviously pretty present here tonight in the ballpark. Shirley Povich Field, who Shirley Povich was a Cooperstown Hall of Fame journalist. We're called the Tim Kirkchin interns. I mean, that's a Hall of Fame journalist. Journalism everywhere. What do you think your dream job is? And that's a pretty hard question to ask, I know, because that one's fouled the same area.
I don't know. Oh my.
One, two, fouled back. No astronaut, no race car driver, surgeon, doctor.
I don't know. When I was younger, I used to want to be a hat, but I was in preschool then.
A hat, like a baseball cap.
Yes.
But any specific type of hat?
I don't know.
That's interesting. That's a new one. I've never heard that one before.
Now I do not want to be that. I don't really know what I want to be.
There's no pressure. I didn't decide until I was about to apply for college. 1, 2.
Ooh,
Some people don't know for a
I
long
don't
time.
catch
Foul
it.
it into the air.
I lost it. Oh, I found it. And he caught it. Out.
Good out there from Mirza, the speedy center fielder wearing number 2 tonight. What numbers do you wear? What's your favorite number?
I don't know.
Fair. Nine, 10. Later game tonight. Getting past my bedtime specifically. I'm an old man. 20. First pitch to the next batter from Monahan. That one just outside. It's the likes of Zakai Hawkins at the University of New Mexico. Hawkins just committed to the University of New Mexico. Did you ever go down that state? Ever been there?
No.
Very arid. A lot of desert. 2-0, nothing like the very buggy and humid Chesapeake Bay.
Yeah.
Pretty warm night tonight as well. It's only 70, but just the humidity is overwhelming. 2-0 now. Line in the air to center field. Mirza has to make a play here. He's going to try his best. It's on the track, off the wall. Toss in from Mirza, and a runner will come across. 2 runs now in this inning as Monahan struggling a little bit early. 2 outs. As he will wait at second base, give his stuff up. I believe 2 runners, actually.
Game is tied 2-2.
Two runners coming across this inning on 2 hits as the runner at third did end up going. I believe he was unsure if he was caught at home. I don't think he was. That one in there, strike 1 to the next man in the lineup. It's Cade Walter. I guess on the topic of favorite animals, out of Jacksonville University, they're the Dolphins. Pretty fun mascot.
Yeah.
0-1. You got a favorite animal, favorite mascot?
Well, my favorite animal is dogs. I really like them.
Got 2 in the park tonight, Homer and Bunt.
My neighbor just got a new fluffy dog, and I've been there a lot.
Frequenting?
Yes.
1-1. They'll take a brief visit as Corbin will talk over the game situation as trying to give some advice to the pitcher. These catchers kind of like act like therapists, like their own mini coach for their pitchers. They try and make sure their guy's okay. He's got to run around scoring position, probably telling him a joke or two. What you want to do is just get the guy's mind off the game. Sometimes, always depends on the guy you know. Corbin and Monahan, it's their first time as battery mates. So, they're working out the friendship for their first time this season. Zakai Hawkins' RBI double brings in the second run of the game. If you're just tuning in with us, have a friend in the booth. It's Abby Corman. A big thank you to Abby for showing up today. It's not easy to get on one of these YouTube broadcasts, and very difficult. 1-1, 2-1. That one barely outside the zone. The 2-1 with 2 outs. Ooh, big wave at that one. Corbin loses it. Runner goes, and he just has to eat it. As the man at second. Zakai Hawkins will go over to third. Time called. I think some discussion here. Corbin may have gotten caught into a catcher interference here. Kind of stuck his hand at where he didn't belong.
It's all 2s. Ball 2, strike 2, out 2.
Everything even.
Yep.
2 hits for both squads as well as 2 runs. It's a foul ball.
Ooh.
Runner will have to return as the count will go back to 1-2. Zakai Hawkins will go back to second, and a pretty lucky break as Corbin, I think probably a little bit confused because he did watch the swing there as it goes off the upper part of the bat. Lucky night, you can kind of tell with Corbin, he's got a very pretty chest protector. Flag of Maryland on there. Any opinions on the flag of Maryland, Abby? I know a lot of Marylanders. I don't really know what the term would be. That is correct. Thank you, Harrison. You guys are pretty passionate about your state flag. I don't know if you've gotten that passion yet for the state flag in Old Bay. Monahan doesn't care about the runner at second, pops it back, maybe towards us. No souvenirs for us as some lucky fans out there watches it just bounces out of the stadium, unfortunately for him. You ever caught a baseball?
Nope.
I got hit by one. On the field and off, to be clear. Caught for a while. A lot of ricochets directly into your head. 2-2. Good pitch there, foul downwards. Favorite, ooh, this is a good one. Love ballpark hot dogs. Got Catalyst hot dogs here tonight. Yes, they're still here after the rain delay. Had to confirm, as everybody kind of ducked and covered. You guys as well.
Yes.
What's your favorite ballpark food when you get to go to games with your family?
Dippin' Dots.
That's
Ice cream.
That's a great choice. That's a really good choice. Ooh! Above the head there, he ducks out of the way in a very nonchalant, casual manner. That'll be go full payoff here. 9:16 game getting pretty long here in this third inning. We're threatening to burn the midnight oil as this one goes. A lot of walks, a lot of traffic for everybody around. Three-two. Oof, just outside. He walked him. Pretty quiet day in this ballpark as fans get some energy under them, but kind of a drawing inning as Monahan crouched in the corner of the rubber. They'll take a check in on him. It'll be the pitching coach and the catcher. First mound visit of the day for him by a coach. They're going to make sure everything's okay with him. He is coming off of an elbow injury.
Ooh.
Tommy John, named after the White Sox pitcher Tommy John, the first one to get the procedure done and work. Not the first guy to get Tommy John, though. We'll bring up the next batter in the order, Landon Springmeyer, bats out of Northern Kentucky. He's out of Arizona, Gilbert, if you're aware where that is. I am not. He's from California originally, I believe, was born there, moved to Arizona. So a California native, out of Arizona, playing in Kentucky. He's made his way all the way across the East Coast. On the other side, touching the Atlantic here in the Chesapeake Bay for Onley. What's your favorite Dippin' Dots flavor?
Ooh, I don't know. I like most of them.
Me too. I like all of them.
Yeah, they're
Cook-
all good.
Cookies and cream's pretty good.
Yeah.
There's
I
the
like
rainbow one?
Yeah, I like that one.
Which flavor
I
is
also
it?
like cotton candy.
Mmm. That's the end of the night for Monahan. He'll come out to claps. He'll be right back. His big train looked to the bullpen, I believe. Unsure if that's a full injury-related one or not, but it will not be. Man warmed up in the pen. He'll be right back in just a moment as the big train look to try and fight off two more runners on.
So I say last.
Welcome back to Shirley Povich Field. Totally all right. As new man on the mound is Capuano. He'll come into this game, I believe his third appearance of the season. Abby, tell me a little bit how he played last time he played before his elbow injury at Frederick Community College.
Well, last season his ERA was 4.20.
Pretty good average there, considering. Pretty interesting. He gave up a lot of base runners. Gave up in 40 innings, 42 hits and 20 walks, 7 hit by pitch. So a lot of traffic. He's great at navigating jams. A 4.2 ERA with that much traffic is kind of absurd. But, something that he certainly could work on in the future. But as long as he's getting him out, I don't think anybody cares. He'll have the task of trying to do that, too. Bit of a rally going in the top half of the third inning. Joining me is Abby Corman. A friend here tonight in for the top and bottom of the third. Zach Lewis will return in the fourth. And that one a big wave from the likes of Springmeyer, the man from the West Coast, always out in the East. Oh, one, is it getting late? Really past my bedtime.
Same with me.
Oh, one's outside. 1-1 now from Capuano. A Youngstown State Penguin. Probably one of the most fun mascots.
Yeah.
They play out of the Missouri Valley Conference. 1-1 turns to 1-2 against Springmeyer, who suffers a swing and a miss. Only game he played this season, also against the Big Train. Playing specialist tonight. One and two. Big wave. Swing and a miss. Runners are going, and that will be all from the top half of the third inning. Escaping the jam is the Youngstown State Penguin. We'll be right back in the bottom half of the third inning as Abby will join me for one more half. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. I'm Carson Cash, joined by a friend, Abby Corman. Matthew Russell on the mound. Do you want to tell me a little bit about his season, Abby?
Sure. His ERA is 27.
Not a great start for Matthew Russell, who's been pretty good in his high school career and for Onley. Out of the pen, typically, he'll follow the run up here. Ended up losing the game earlier this season against Gaithersburg. And was not the best start in his mind, but he gets his second appearance this season with a 4.8 whip and not a lot to his name this so far. It'll bring up Jackson Mirza. I want to make a brief correction as Danny Machado, the previous batter to get out, said previously he's from Venezuela. Website that he has gotten that information from and I've gotten that information from is wrong, and I apologize for that. He is from Florida. His parents As the 0-1, Machado from Boca Raton, Florida. That one in there. To the next one, Jackson Mirza, also a Florida native. At the University of South Florida. Had a pretty good average there.
His average is 0.356.
Very good year as a Bull. They made their run with Byron Brown in football, and in baseball, they did not have the season they were hoping for in the American, but still a good year regardless. That one missing as it's a 2-2 tie for this one, just to be clear. Our scoreboard has 3-2. Maybe an extra click there from Zach Lewis, who is out of the room to, fortunately right now, he's taking a brief break as it is absolutely boiling in here. I apologize for that, Abby. We don't have quite the heat-keeping measures as obviously for some equipment. We don't want to risk water getting out there, so
Yeah.
unconditioned for us. Unair-conditioned. We're conditioned to the heat at this point.
Yeah.
It's been a pretty good season at Onley last year from Russell. Struggled with the walk, of course, but outside of the walk, he got himself into jams because of it. Struck out a lot of batters.
Ooh.
As this one to Hack is away. Mirza out previously.
That might be hit a car.
Yeah, maybe a windshield breaker. Remodeling. Don't want to get hit by any of these pitches. None of them's come back in the booth yet so far for us. I've heard tales that it does on the right angle, and it's a bit easier. We had one very close yesterday.
Ooh.
That one pretty scary. These Cropdusters, one of the interesting mascots. As 2-1 now to the batter, Will Hack. That one a little bit outside. As Russell still struggling with the walk, as we mentioned. Trying to do his best there. 2.3 whip at Towson. Almost all of that on the free pass. (3-1), and he will be administered a walk. Will be the first base runners for this Big Train side. As the 3-1 is administered, and it'll be a very, very tough one on that pitch. Really getting into that pitch count there for Russell, who is kind of struggling now this season to avoid that. Not something you want to give up too often. Doesn't hit too many batters, but as many hits conceded it before tonight as walks. Case has been pretty similar tonight. A bit more in the walk department, truly, but Will Hack is the first man on. He's been pretty clutch this season. He's done a very good job. Got one in on a single earlier. It was an RBI single. First of 2 runs scored. First pitch is missed, and Hack will have himself a free pass on the wild pitch. Do you think he could ever get in there and maybe get a single on one of these guys pitching?
Probably not, but maybe.
I feel like you could. Can always lay down a bunt. They make errors, and I feel like if you're a striker in soccer, you've definitely got the speed to scare these guys. 1-0 now from the likes of the man on the mound, Russell. Whew. Good fastball there. Got some oomph on it. 1-1. Runner at second. After the wild pitch, he collects himself right after to Foscolo. Kentucky bat. Back on the other side, throwing the pickoff attempt from the likes of Johnson. Russell looking again after Mirza goes down. If you had to pick a position to play in baseball, Abby, which one do you think it would be?
I don't know.
Looking for something cool, maybe a shortstop? It's pretty similar to a striker, I'd say.
Yeah.
in terms of energy. 1-1 is low. Goes through the legs of Springmeyer behind the dish, who's not been as good as he was earlier in the season. Third base coach giving some Will Hack some motivation, but it's kind of a difficult one to spot. 2's on the board all around on ball 2 after the first out of this inning was on number 2, Mirza. Another broken bat tonight, and that one through as the shortstop has to avoid it. The composite as Will Hack able to get to third. Gosh, so many broken bats. That's a lot of money. These are some expensive tools, Abby.
I definitely saw that break. I went flying.
Souvenir now, as you know, it ended up working out. Shortstop unfortunately had to avoid that one as Grain went for a cleanup throw and lost just about everything. Bit of a yard sale as he went fully over to try and get that one. They pick up what's left of the bat that the shortstop, Hawkins, had to avoid. Some credit to him, had to be very agile to do so. Kind of the epitome of if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a punch from Rocky. Movie that, you know, I don't know how Philly is viewed in the D.C. metro area. Some rivalries in sports, certainly. Commanders and the Eagles. High pitch to the likes of Corbin, who's been the man behind the plate tonight. Runners at the corners here. 1-0 now. And just outside. Thought maybe they would get the call, but Johnson has not had the best of days in the control department. As only able to tie it in the top half of the inning, Abby. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Just low there, and now a 3-0 count. This inning. Now a full 30 minutes already through this one inning. And pretty much in danger now as we're in the bottom half of the third only of reaching the curfew. I believe the game ended earlier in the season to curfew as 4-0. Ducks on the pond, they call it, Abby. And it's the opportunity now for Casey Carpenter, who's yet to get his first hit for the big train. He comes into a pretty difficult spot. A lot on the line. If you had to go up with bases loaded, Abby, how would you deal with the pressure?
I don't know.
It's a scary spot to be in. Carpenter, a D1 athlete, though, probably not scared like the likes of me. Runners everywhere, surrounded. They take a brief break on the mound to talk a little bit to Johnson, or Russell, excuse me, who has at a 6'1", 200 Clarksville, Maryland native, is dealing with, the heat and likely bugs at this time of day. It gets very, I'm not sure if it's gnats, but it's definitely some kind of bug. A lot of mosquitoes that really bug you.
Yeah.
That's the name. Surrounded here as he goes now to Casey Carpenter, the first baseman tonight, after he's replacing Emilio Gonzalez in the walk-off earlier this season. 12-11, the first victory today. Victory this season as they go into today 1-3. It's the only victory on the year. Had a rough home stretch, lost 2, came back, and 1 out now for Carpenter. Just on that outside corner for the young sophomore. A 1 from Russell. Just in there. Very good changeup as thought he was going to fall off the mound. Managed to regain that rack foot. Kind of saw it slide as this rain has been a bit difficult.
Yeah.
Not the rain delay, and I think you especially are happy. As this one popped into the air, no infield fly rules. This one's pretty deep into center field, no man's land, but just high enough to let Walter go. Sac fly attempt, and he is caught. Play at the plate Hack is cut down, and that will end the third inning and end our time together. Thank you very much to both Abby and Harrison tonight. As I hope
Bye.
pretty good one. Thank you very much, guys. Quick sign off. We'll be right back in the top half of the fourth. And again, very big thank you to those two as they take the difficult challenge of hopping on the mic. Welcome back to baseball on the Bethesda Big Train Network. Zach Lewis back in the booth. First pitch to Avery Grain, and we'll get back into the baseball action. We weren't talking too much about it last time. For reasonable things, I think.
I heard some great discussions about soccer and about colleges in Maryland and everything. So,
you're a big soccer guy. Gotta applaud that. Rodriguez scored, if you're curious, in the top half of the last inning on a stolen base as Dylan Melton reached his stolen base and then was driven in later to the full tie. Grain in an uncommitted class of 2025 product. Not going anywhere right now. As 2-0 the count now to Grain. He comes in after Springmeyer struck out swinging in the end last inning. Just on that outside portion of the plate. Now 3-0 from Capuano. Capuano came in and struck out the first batter he saw, which was Springmeyer, after some difficulties getting there. Three O's in there. It's a good pitch, Zach. I actually asked that question. Who do you think is going to win the World Cup this year?
See, people don't believe in England to win a trophy, and I'm sometimes one of those people, but that squad on paper is probably the best one in there. Likes of Spain as well, a good squad, Lamine Yamal, and you can never count out a team like Argentina.
Ooh, 3-1, he didn't think so. Umpire knew so. 3-2 the full count.
Carson, I have a question for you after this 3-2 pitch.
Yeah, I'll be ready for it. See how ready everybody else is. 3-2 now for this Bethesda squad who left 3 stranded in the bottom half of that inning. Full count now as Capuano the Penguin distributes just a bit high. Really close pitch. Crane does right by watching it go in the top half of this 4th inning, and a base runner to start again. Last time that happened, it was pretty good for the side of Onley. They got 2 plated, tied the game.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting last time for Onley. Unfortunately, some similar errors that we've seen throughout games for the Big Train, just creeping in a little bit. This one kind of dragging on just a little bit with the rain delay as well, late start, so players a little bit out of rhythm as well maybe.
Yeah, 9:40, and guys kind of in and out, not sure what's going on. The pitchers, really, the starters are the ones that kind of really suffer at that, and it's something to look for, especially in these guys when they kind of lose control. When they lose control, typically they can't go as far into games, and both starters out of this one. Capuano now in the 0-1 to the likes of Xander Condilas. That one backwards.
Okay, here's the big question, Carson.
All right, terrified.
Your first 2 innings, last innings, commentating the Bethesda Big Train without me by my side.
Yeah.
Without, me by your side.
Yes.
The $1,000,000 question is, did you miss me?
I did. I was scared. It was like I was a baby bird that left the nest too early.
Good. Well, I'm glad things are all back to normal now, and here we are.
0-2 from Capuano. Very high wild pitch. We'll let the runner advance to second. He considers third, out of play. He'll be awarded second, as that one in a difficult area. Corbin does fish it out anyway, so unsure if that one was actually unplayable, but the way it gets kind of stuck or crooked into the net is kind of about where the stopping of play is. Never called the play ball yet, and look at the ball back. Wants to give him a new one.
Yeah, maybe a little bit fortunate for there, although it could have been lodged in kind of a weird spot that just made it kind of impossible for Corbin to make a play on that one. Runner stays over there at second base for the Cropdusters.
Corbin pretty good behind the dish tonight as Condilas comes in with a runner on second base now. 1-2 count for him. He's got one in scoring position. Prime chance for Onley. Foul back. Capuano, bit of a relaxed guy in the bullpen as well. Something to look out for. He's a very calm presence in his second game of the season here. He's had a fairly good season after a difficult start. Had more chance to work in Onley. More to work 2 nights prior. 1-2 now from Capuano is just bounced in there, and the skip Corbin can defend with his chest. Good block there. Big Train today doing a fairly good job with runners in scoring position, and that was a bit uncharacteristic in terms of the game. Not of the week. Last 2 games, Big Train were 2-24 with runners in scoring position. Only quite the opposite. They're hitting pretty well as a team. They have got themselves, obviously, 2-2 into this one, a plus 26 run differential. Second in hit by pitches, interestingly. At the 2-2 now from Capuano. Sky into the air, and maybe just foul. Yes, but caught anyway. Casey Carpenter at first in his debut at that position. Gets a pretty big out here as he saves the 2-2 from going wayward from Capuano, who is struggling to put away.
Yeah, nice catch over there by Carpenter, who you mentioned is, in fact, replacing Emilio Gonzalez for the first time in this season. Good hustle over there and good eye as well. That ball reaching far into the night sky, getting caught in the lights for a second, but keeps his eye on it and brings down a crucial out for the Big Train there.
I think they're giving him a break. He's played a lot this season. Hard blind left, right side. Carpenter, a big play on that one. Considers going to third. He does. Now a pickle for Grain, who rounded and did not look at where Carpenter was throwing as he couldn't get the batter at first. So a single as they chase Grain down. Back over to the man on the mound as extinguished in the pickle. Big Train get the lead runner. We'll still have a runner at second as the likes of Rodriguez, who we never got to introduce, got overweight to first very quickly. So a single for him. He'll advance as the fielder's choice gets him the other way. A heads-up play from Carpenter, the shortstop outfielder naturally, getting his start at first. Playing very smart.
And that was a well-hit ball from Rodriguez, but Carpenter making a great stab at it over there and getting the ball in his glove. no one on the first base bag, obviously, with him having to make that stab. So instead electing to force the runner home into a pickle and able to get that lead runner out. So an important defensive stand, giving up the runner to second base, but keeping the runner away from the home plate.
Oh, now next batter will be Dylan Melton, bat on his shoulder from the left side. Just outside, it's a wild pitch. Maybe a pass ball as that went off the glove of Corbin. Just bounced out. Capuano now dealing with a runner on third. Lewis, how you feeling? If you were the catcher right here, what would you say to him?
I mean, just needs to breathe. He's a good pitcher, and he knows he's a good pitcher, and everybody else around him knows he's a good pitcher. So just breathe and throw his pitches, his strikes.
Yeah, got to give him credit there. That one, another ball. 2-0 hitters count for the man on the top of the order. The first baseman with some slug in his bat. Fantastic year at the D1 level in the American East Conference. Trying to make that translate here. He's 1 for 1 on the night, as he actually walked his first time out. Slugged, foul, and back. Two-one now as Capuano will settle in against Melton. He's a speedy base runner, not a guy you want to let on. Kind of fun that he plays first and he's that quick. Don't see a first baseman stealing too often. I'm trying to think of a player who does, and I just can't come up with one other than, I guess, Jacob Rodriguez is the guy that immediately comes to mind for the White Sox because he stole a base today, and I was looking at stolen bases today by first baseman because Gonzalez had one last night. Got rid of the pass ball, but in my heart it was a regular steal. 3-1 from Capuano, in danger of surrendering. One more at the corner. The 3-1 line in the air to left. Just under it is the shortstop, Machado. He saw that one off, and it's caught by the shortstop out of Boca Raton, Florida. We'll be right back into this one as the Big Train look to strike and draw out of this draw at 2-2. That'll go turn the order over. Cal Johnson, the batter now. He's had a pretty big bat on his shoulder as likes a number 10, Matthew Russell, gets the next inning now. He's gone 1.2 already tonight. Only giving up a hit, 3 walks, and a strikeout. Pretty good one tonight. He hasn't given up either earned runs as he did inherit 2 and let both of them score. Fair enough.
Cal Johnson kind of knowing that in this leadoff spot, maybe his job is to be a little more patient than he would further down the lineup and just get himself to base. And if that needs to be by a walk, then that is just what it is for his spot tonight.
Anything to get on, and he's had himself a pretty good day on that note. Walked and struck out, so good, I would say, comes in the stolen base he earned, which eventually would score him. Out of third, it let the ground out get him, as it was Logan Panett who got him there. 2-1 as he waves at that one. Bottom of the fourth, if you just tune in with us, Big Train took a 2-0 lead and lost it in the top of the third. We had some friends on the broadcast. If you missed that, Harrison and Abby. Two now. Russell's pitch misses on the inside. Another full count for Cal Johnson.
Interesting to see if he does decide to swing at this one here. Obviously, depending on kind of the pitch he sees coming out of the hand, but crucial moment here for the Big Train.
3-2 full count outs. No, excuse me, strike three. Just on that outside lower corner. A good piece of pitching from Russell, who earns himself a strikeout there and catches him looking again.
And that ball looked pretty far to the outside of the zone, but the umpire saying it just crept in there on the side, bit a portion of the zone. Cal Johnson, not maybe agreeing, but definitely going down gracefully.
Can't say I disagree, my friend. Bunt attempt here. It looked from Wright, who does pull it back. Brennan Wright into this one. 0 for 1 with a walk. Top of the fourth inning. He's a pretty good bat on his shoulder. Just hasn't done too much with it this season. 1-0 now as Russell looks to try and give some more clean work. Hasn't given a run up yet. Yet is a hopeful sign, as I'm not quite the homer that maybe some people are used to. But a 2-0 count. I am a Big Train broadcaster. 2-0 outside, 3-0 to Wright, who's been very patient.
Well, you know, I haven't seen you as Homer yet this season.
That's also the name of our mascot. I just thought of that. That's good. Now I have to dress up in the costume. And
I think
it's all
I'd
your
like to
fault.
see you in it. Yeah.
3-0. In there, gets an easy strike by Wright, who did not have the green light, either by the coach or himself personally. I don't give myself the green light. I didn't. I don't play anymore.
There's also bunt, too.
That is bunt. That is his name. Not a lot of bunts from either side as the entire season is gone, as Brennan Wright earns himself a walk. So one half of the bunt that would double the bunt that would show up on the score sheet with a B. It's a BB. Free pass administered as he gets his way onto first and will give the at-bat to Logan Panett with one out. He's got a pretty good chance to drive a run in here. Panett 0 for 2 on the night. Flew out to right earlier as well as an RBI ground out, so not too fruitless, but looking to try and advance and bring the runner home on a big piece of hitting like he had last night. A double and 2 for 2. He's player of the game for the Big Train. Administering the 1-0 now is Russell from the right side. Kind of a sawed-off half swing from Panett, which is going to be marked a real swing.
It will. Count goes to 1-1 for Panett there. Looking to repeat a little bit of his action from last night and get the bats moving again for the Big Train. Try and get some contagious hitting here in the bottom of the fourth.
1-1. Runner goes right. Throw it second. Got him! Good throw from Springmeyer, who hasn't been the best behind the dish tonight in terms of blocking it, but you know what? You'll catch a runner stealing. I think everybody will forget. He gets Brennan Wright, who is caught by the likes of the Norse NKU product.
Pretty close play there again. Looked like he might have got in there at around the same time the tag got in. Ty normally going to the runner there, but umpire calls him out there. Maybe the umps are feeling a little bit of the game fatigue too, having to wait an hour to start the game.
I wouldn't say that. 4-1. It's a walk from Panett. Had to bring up Daniel Machado. I want to say another brief apology to him and his family. He is not from Venezuela, born in Florida. Machado is out of Pembroke Pines in Florida. The website of Florida Atlantic, if you're looking at that, does say he is born there. Incorrect information. 2 hours into this one, we're only in the bottom of the fourth. A very long game coming, as we actually might have a league curfew at 11. I'm not sure if that's true for us. We'll find out in about an hour here, folks. Last game that went this long was against Silver Spring in the home opener. That one ended at 10:58 officially, so we didn't get that far. 0-1 with a runner on. Machado watches strike 1, 2. Again, the outside part of the zone has been called all night. Definitely something the big trainer have to get used to. I mean, the umpire has every right to call his strike zone the way it is, and a lot of these are really close. Has a pretty big reputation for not giving anything, man behind the mound. So I wouldn't, man behind the dish, excuse me. He'd go through his track man, as the coach Adam Leader was talking about it in the clubhouse earlier, that they always think the guy behind the plate's not giving him enough, and they go to the track man, and he's almost perfect every time. So pretty disciplined in the balls and strikes category. Probably caught that back portion of the zone on that second pitch. And again, it's a tough call to make, and I think the right one, looking back at it, slider just breaks in there. It's a great pitch and a great call. 2-2. Credit to these umpires who also have to stay pretty late. Liner down the line for Machado as a Pembroke Pines native.
Absolutely. And these umpires here definitely in the best position out of anyone in the park to make the calls that they do. So other people's perspectives and things aren't always as it seems to us. They might have a better view and see something that we aren't able to.
The 2-2 now administered from Machado to Machado, who's low and away, and we'll go payoff here. 3-2-2, as the runner will likely go at second. First, he will absolutely go at first. Them's the rules. 3-2 now for Machado, who will stop as a brief break in play comes with a timeout from the man on the mound. Three-two now. Full count walked him. Machado will try and keep this rally going after Wright was caught stealing. It's 3 straight walks. Machado over to first, advances Panett to second. And Mirza now brought into this one 0 for 1 tonight with a strikeout looking. He walked in his first appearance, and they will call for the man in the pen, it looks like. We'll be right back as they have a new fresh horse out of it. We'll be right with you with the new man in just a moment. Welcome back to baseball on the Bethesda Big Train Baseball Network. I'm Carson Cash, joined by Zach Lewis. Man on the mound is Carson Kelm, the left-hander, 6'2", 200, committed to Lehigh.
Carson Kelm out of Pasadena, Maryland. St. Joseph's High School there, Pasadena, up near Baltimore area.
Becca, our producer's excited, and because we don't get talk back from her, we have no idea why. Other than
I think she's excited that we pronounced Pasadena correctly.
brother played baseball at Pasadena. That's
St. Joseph's,
which is in Pasadena, maybe. Not in Pasadena.
He's
We're playing charades.
He's from Pasadena, playing at a high school that's not quite in that area.
Anyway.
Nearby, but not quite in the area.
Anyway, 0-1 now to Mirza as the first pitch is in there. As that one ruled a ball. Excuse me. The 1-0 is line foul, and just foul enough to not allow either the third baseman, Candelas or Grain, to get it. Grain, probably one of my favorite names in the league, if Lee Turnipseed, who would be a great only crop duster name, as they are fertilizing plants. Lee Turnipseed with Gaithersburg. And Avery Grain, a new addition after that second game, and wearing 44. Lee Turnipseed and Gaithersburg. Saw him on Sunday in the exhibition out of Clemson, South Carolina. Anyway, all-time name, 2-1. Also wears that number 2, 2-1. Just inside on the 2-2. That catches him looking. Down goes Mirza. And 2 stranded. We'll be right back in the top half of this 5th inning as they, on the other side, look to break the tie from Onley. More outing for Capuano, who replaced the likes of Austin Monahan earlier in this game, the State College of Florida. We're in Maryland. He's a manatee. That's where I was going with. I almost called him State College of Manatees, which would be pretty cool. I would have to say a bit of a better name, but his day ended 2.2 innings pitched, 2 hits given, 2 earned given, and 3 walks. Struck out 3-2. Looking a lot of strikeouts looking for this Big Train squad, who had more strikeouts looking than swinging yesterday, and that trend continuing. Now at about not continuing at about even now, 2-2 between looking and swinging strikeouts.
Big Train hoping new arm could come in and just deliver a solid defensive performance here. Obviously, we mentioned it quite a few times, a depleted bullpen and pitching staff for the Big Train, but any opportunity to come in and to make some defensive plays, give the Big Train chances. This one's still obviously very tight matchup here. Every run counts.
Capuano's 3rd appearance in just 4 games. As that one is in there. 5 games played on Sunday, apologies. Or Saturday. Either way, definitely a quick turnaround for the bullpen arm, who's already gone 1.2 this season. The 0-1 now. Just skipped a little away. Corbin can't come up with it as, man, in there is number 20, Andrew Duncan, after Melton extinguished last. Melton popped up and ended up being the last batter to go. In the fourth, top of the fifth now, 1-1. Oof, inside breaking ball. As Duncan doesn't have to quite duck out of the way. Takes a little bit of shelter on that. He 1-1 to Duncan. He's a designated hitter. He homered the last time he saw us. 6 RBIs on the season. Only won that game, 13-7. Capuano's first appearance of the season was to wrap that game up. He went 1.2, getting 1 out, and then following it after he got the 1 out because of replacing Wines, who did not have a fantastic day then, but last night Wines was fantastic. 3 innings scoreless, came in out of the pen and did his job. And we had 2 ECU players go innings 1 through 6.
That last ball fouled up and high over the fence and into the park for the fans to chase.
2-2 now from the likes of Capuano. This one fouled back again. The 2-2 is still 2-2. Duncan, the first batter of this inning, still trying to fight. As, you know, after a guy homers against you pretty early, he's a red shirt, but has a lot of power in that bat. It's his only extra base hit of the year. One of 3 hits he has gotten. He went to Georgetown Preparatory in North Bethesda. You mentioned a pretty big staple in high school athletics as a college prep school.
Yeah, absolutely. Georgetown Prep being one of places lots of athletes from, specifically Bethesda, Potomac, Silver Spring area, Rockville included, find themselves going for really quality coaching staffs and programs that have been built up to turn high school athletes into college athletes.
Duncan stands at 6'2", 205, 215 now, 205 out of high school, 3'2". He's gained some muscle on that frame, gotten a lot of power, he's mentioned in an interview. As 3-2 will walk him, he will reach without any damage on the ball. I'll appreciate that, as at least a walk is not a home run, which they conceded to him in the second at-bat earlier. As Capuano will then face the next batter, Barada, who leads the league in RBIs at 9.
Barada, very good hitter. Does have a lot of power behind his swing, his frame.
Our number 8 tonight. 5 tonight. Where's number 8 regularly? 9 RBIs in this season you mentioned. It comes in pretty interesting because only 4 hits, 3 walks. He's actually not even close to the top half in average. 308 average is very good in a very light sample size, obviously, with only 3 games played. He actually hasn't even played all 4 games. Was pretty big in that appearance against Onley, or against Gaithersburg for Onley, against Silver Spring for Onley. 25-1 in that, as I'm having one of the days of all time. Catalyst Hot Dog, the truck coming in to pick up the hot dog stand in the top half of the 5th inning. They hit their curfew at 10:10. One. Bunt attempt, popped up. Capuano plays fielder. He gets the first out of the inning as it's a pop out. Not ideal for Barada. Power bat, homered already this season, cannot get there as the bunt just skied. Bring up Sakai Hawkins, formerly at Utah, now to the University of New Mexico, his home state.
Not finding all the opportunities he wanted to there at Utah, so choosing to move on, find a place where he can get a lot more at-bats and really
continues his hot night with a good piece of hitting, but not too much there. As a very loud sound plays throughout the stadium. Unsure what that was. Kind of sounded like amp feedback. That scared me, which is why I hesitated there. Genuinely jumped in my seat. Anyway, that's a line-out for him. He wanted to work on at-bats, making productive outs, and I'll call a line-out not quite a productive out, but he does show a lot of pop off that ball. Already RBI doubled today. Zakai Hawkins out will bring up Cade Walter, who's also been very good. wearing that number 6, teammate of Barada, who's went out earlier. Played last season at Onley as well, the 934 OPS. He was very productive at school as well. Only a 210 average, but an 802 OPS carried by a 419 OBP.
Walter having a good game as well against the Big Train in their last outing there at OBGC Park.
One of 2 base runners, and their opening 8-6 loss to Gaithersburg stole 3 bases. He is in the lead, tied with Donis Rodriguez, who we watched steal home earlier. 2-0 now from Capuano. That one outside. Corbin tries to get the runner. He misses right again. Has been the tendency as Mirza will scoop it up. And we'll keep things all okay for the side of the Big Train. Has no extra advance, just a regular stolen base for the likes of Duncan with 2 outs.
And Parker Corbin not really finding his second baseman super well tonight. A couple throws there, just been a little bit off. Cropdusters has been very successful in their stolen bases so far tonight.
3-0 as Capuano misses on that 2-0. Danger of walking Walter here and bringing up Landon Springmeyer. He's got a lot of power in that bat. Hasn't got to display it here just yet. 3-0 now. High, and he will let him on to first. Runners at second, and that one bag. That breaking ball just not being placed for the man on the mound, and just difficult. You're trying to go all the way through these games, all the way through. When one of these pitches isn't working for these relievers, who sometimes are only 3 to 2 pitch guys, it becomes very difficult to adjust because now I've only got one working and I have to keep that one in there. Capuano very heavily relies in his 3-pitch mix on that curve, which has just been missing high and inside or very outside. 2 righty batters. Starts it off with that breaking ball again, or off speed that misses.
Definitely good experience for some of these relievers to get some extra pitches than they're used to, but also a tough situation because they don't have a ton of experience or maybe even the pitch rotation to go this long.
Little soft grounder up to the mound as it'll be his second put out of the night. He'll get an assist actually on that one. Forgot us. Hugh Fielding was scored, Zach. 2-2. This game scores. We head to the bottom half of the 5th inning on the Baseball Network of the Big Train. Welcome back to baseball on the Bethesda Big Train Baseball Network. I'm Carson Cass. Carson Kelm still in the pitch after his .1 inning. He saw a strikeout, or he made one wave Yeah, the likes of Jackson Mirza, who went down the second time tonight on strikes. Right fielder Will Hack will stand in against a pretty good arsenal for a young man in his freshman, or approaching his freshman season, at Lehigh. At D1 schools for a reason are these younger guys. 90-mile-per-hour fastball and a curveball that almost goes 23 miles an hour slower at times. 67 to 70. 80 to 81 on the slider. Changeup goes the same speed, so very difficult to deal with. A 6'2", 200 man out of Pasadena, Maryland, not California.
You mentioned Arsenal there. Actually, several members of the crowd here at Shirley Povich wearing Arsenal jerseys, the soccer team out of London.
North London, right?
North London, yes.
Wow.
Just off winning Premier League title there this season.
Guess who does know something about soccer? It's me. The Gunners. 1-2 now, up the middle. As that one is a single for Will Hack. Ryan Foscolo as Kelm gives up his first single of the night onto Will Hack. Hack on that single gets himself to a pretty good day today. His first two-hit night of the season. That one in there for strike one. Bottom of the fifth here, 1-0 count now as just outside. Apologies, fixing some issues here in the booth. The mugginess getting to everybody's brain, including ours. 2-0 as Foscolo has himself a pretty good hitter's count in this one. Getting really chilly all of a sudden as I believe the humidity kind of falling off a cliff.
Confusing because you could feel the cool breeze coming through, but still some mugginess feeling in the booth. Maybe it just got trapped in here, but definitely cooling off here at Shirley Povich tonight. Getting late into the evening.
Foscolo on the 2-1. No outs as he administered a walk or a single. The first one, this one into the air and a right. Way too in was that right fielder, but he's able to get there. On his horse was Walter. A fantastic job from the guy who played center field against the Big Train earlier in the season. For a reason, Walter able to get there and extinguish Foscolo. I'll bring up the likes of Parker Corbin. Corbin into this one. He's the catcher out of Maryland. That first pitch outside as on the mound, Carson, I think a pretty good first name. Kelm did a pretty good job. He's a lefty, bats righty, notably. Not a two-way player, but just something to think about. Going to Lehigh, St. Joseph's, we mentioned earlier. Just outside of the batter, Corbin, now a 2-0 big hitters count. Gotta administer something here. Throw something. Corbin can't hit, but on the 2-0, it's a really difficult mental game, Zach.
Absolutely, and just has to stay disciplined there and try and fight his way back in this count. Make Corbin earn this hit.
2-0 misses outside as he tries to give something Corbin can swing at, but he knows he's not been too close to the zone in a lot of his previous pitches. The only one that did was slugged into right field. Corbin batting from the left side, 3-0. Strike one, that one touches the lower portion away, backdoor, moving fastball.
That bat almost out of Parker Corbin's hands, ready to go on the walk, but just reining it back in for the next pitch.
Yeah, makes sense. 3-0 now. Just in there. Good job from Kelm to work his way back into this one. Full count now with an out. Runner on first is Hack. 3-2. Misses inside as Hack will jog to second, consider third. Will not do so as the catcher, Springmeyer, is able to put it back together and get that pitch before it is able to go too far out. Corbin walks. Casey Carpenter, the first baseman, who made a fantastic play in foul territory earlier, as well as one on a fielder's choice where he knew he wasn't going to be able to get the runner at first, just went over to third. Grain not expecting it, just rounded, and became a very difficult situation for the left fielder, Grain, who got caught into a pickle and eventually out. Keeping this game scoreless. Tied, not scoreless. It's 2-2.
And this is a great opportunity here for Carpenter to make an impact on this Big Train team and getting himself in the lineup today and hoping that he can use his bat to really continue to make a big impact.
Foul backwards towards the dugout of this Onley side. Casey Carpenter from Bel Air, Maryland, John Carroll High School. UNC Wilmington sophomore, played 22 games there his first year, 35 at-bats. Didn't have the year he was hoping for, but did drive 2 over the fence. He's got some power. UNC Wilmington, the Seahawks. A lot of birds that are blue in that logo section. This one in the air to left field. After it is the left fielder, Grain. He can't get there on the track. Falls out of his glove. Runners hesitate. Extra bases for sure. Play at the plate. Won't be there. 2 runners come across, and the Big Train have a 4-2 lead on the back of a mashed ball from Carpenter in the gap.
And that hit is exactly what Big Train would have ordered up. I mean, that Grain almost able to get to that ball. I mean, his glove is right there and just not able to keep it in the end of his glove. 2 runners score there.
It'll be a single or double. Ruled for Casey Carpenter was a tough one for Grain to get after, so he'll find himself a single. No errors in this one. First time that has happened this far into a game for the Big Train on either side. Johnson, leadoff hitter, the DH, who has already walked twice tonight. Walked once tonight, went to 3-2. Thought he walked. Did not. Caught looking. Struck out twice, so 0 for 2 on the night. Low to Carpenter on second. Johnson takes low. Two RBI double for Carpenter gives a 4-2 lead. Johnson trying to follow that one up. It's been a good bat in the lineup all season. And he watches that one low again as Carson Helm not having the night he had hoped immediately into this one in his second inning of work.
Yeah, and like I said, often in baseball, hitting can be contagious as that one is hit past second base there into the field.
Everyone
Another
afflicted.
Bobble there, and the runner is able, Carpenter crosses home plate, stretches the lead to 5-2.
He mashed that one up the middle, and like you said, hitting is contagious. Everybody has got the bug. Johnson, another RBI in this year, which he has been hitting fantastically in. Just a mistake as well in center, so I'm not sure he'll get credited the RBI. He won't. It'll be an error. That brings home the man at third base, Carpenter.
Yeah, Carpenter hesitating over there at third base, thinking he was only going to advance one, but the bobble in center field there allowed him to get all the way home.
One out now, and still dangerous as hoping for his help on the mound is Helm, who's probably thinking to himself, it's probably a tie game if my guy makes that play in left. And the credit for credit's due, Grain went all out, had a yard sale on that one, diving for it, and could not get there. Picked himself up very quickly, too. 2 did score. 1-0 now from the lefty arm from Lehigh. Johnson goes. He's safe again. Another stolen bag for the kid. He has just been phenomenal all year, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah, and that speed has just been remarkable. No catcher really has been able to get him when he starts to go.
Carson Kelm struggling a little bit here. 3 earned runs given this inning. That one low and away. Earned did score on an error, but earned because they reached regularly. Official ruling, just so we're aware and everybody's on the same page, Cal Johnson does get the RBI on that error because he did single to move the runner in the first place, so he'll get credit. Add one to his tally. Up the right side, it's a ground ball from the likes of Brennan Wright. Catches him on 2-1. He does advance the runner, however, so not the day he was hoping for. He grounds to the second baseman quite a bit as a pull contact hitter, but moves Johnson from second to third and gives Logan Panett an opportunity to drive him home.
And Cropdusters have to be careful here on the mound. A wild pitch could definitely result in another run scored for the Big Train with the speedy Johnson sitting there on third base.
It'll bring up Panett, as we mentioned, who is committed to George Mason now. Spent his freshman year redshirting at Charlotte, the 49ers. And after that, year at Gaston, where he earned himself a George Mason scholarship through the portal. Very nice bat to have.
That last ball just foul and out in direct line over the right side fence towards the parking lot.
Panett more the hitter we're used to seeing as he played at Gaston. The 0-1 missing inside on the breaking ball from Kelm. His walk-up song is Say, but just something you know a lot when you see a guy who's hitting very, very well previously and he starts the year off cold. You wait for him to break out. Last night may have been that night. 2 for 2 with a double. 2 walks, one the painful way, as had a year last year at Gaston College that a lot of guys wish for. 443 average, 571 OBP, 768 slug. Just astronomical numbers from Panett.
Yeah, and what jumps off the page to me there was 57 RBI as well.
Ground ball left side. It won't be an RBI for Gaston. This one his second of the season for the Big Train as he drives the runner home Johnson. A great inning. 4 hits already, 4 runs as well. Big Train are on fire here. That'll bring up Daniel Machado after the Logan Panett RBI single. I'll apologize again if you missed it. Been saying earlier in the year that Machado is from Venezuela. He is born in Pembroke Pines, Florida. Was saying that as the FAU website has him born there. So just something to note if you're ever on that website looking for something. Obviously, it happens. Not to discredit them in any way, but just didn't just regurgitate that for no reason.
Yes, doing a lot of our own stats work here as broadcasters. Working a lot from People's College stats page and high school stats pages as well, so relying on those information.
Not a lot for Machado on that page in terms of stats. Hit very well in high school, redshirted his freshman year, didn't get playing time his sophomore year, and when he was finally slated to in this season, which he was technically he was a junior in eligibility technically, he's actually still got freshman eligibility going into his senior year academically, as he got a medical redshirt. He had a wrist surgery, unfortunately, where a joint in his wrist was fully disconnected, had to go through a lot of physical therapy, recovery time. The 1-0 to him now. As the crowd getting into this one with the run going here, 4 in the bottom.
And it's good to see Machado here and being active and in the lineup night after night after a tough break for him and season of injuries there at FAU. So good to see him back and playing.
We'll hope his season here gives him some playing time on the Owls with his other teammates around here, like Kaiser Smith and TJ Gramesty, who both likely we will not see tonight. Gramesty pinch. Yeah, well, he's courtesy running for the catcher Corbin, who has not been on tonight. Hasn't needed a courtesy tonight. 3-0. Outside. Walked him. Machado makes his way to first. Third time tonight he has done so. 1 on the single, 2 walks in a row as this lineup almost in danger of turning over for Mirza, who has struggled but also walked, as the runner from first will go over to second as well.
Kelm starting to get himself into some dangerous territory, giving some runs up here, and now has runners in first and second. Really has to put on the brakes to stop the bleeding here for the Cropdusters.
Man up in the Onley pen. This one tattooed into right. Going to be a difficult play. But not if you're a center fielder just like Walter is. He tracks that one down, and an out here to end this inning is through the air. Mirza having a bit of a difficult night. He falls to 0-3 on the walk earlier. We'll be right back in the top half of the sixth after the Big Train score 4 runs here in this bottom 5. Capuano out of the pen one more time. He's going to go as long as he can in this one as the surprises continue because they're out of eligible arms who can throw today, my friend Zach. We are in for a treat. So is the only lineup as they have their last pitcher of the night. They've got to deal with position players slated on this bullpen after.
Yeah, not an ideal situation for our Big Train team that has done well in the batting category final tonight. Able to bring 4 runs in on that last inning there, doing their job to bring runners home, a couple of them in scoring position.
Kind of a breakthrough for them. 5-16 on the night with runners on. Pretty good. 3-13 for a full season. You're hoping for higher game to game, but still have stranded quite the bit of runners, a total of 11. Already stranded in the Big Train after only 5 innings of play. Tells you that they've been getting on a lot, but if they're managing traffic, they've done a good job of keeping them out of the scoreboard until Kelm lit 4 in last inning. Inside fastball from Capuano. We'll see when he gets his final pitches, as it's going to be difficult here for the Big Train to win this one without any more starting arms or relief arms, as Gagan officially not able to go tonight. Was maybe after he saw an inning last night of work. 3-0. Strike 1 to Avery Grain. Top half of the 6th inning after Grain in this one. He's 0 for 0 on the night. 2 walks, 1 hit by pitch. Got him in the groin area. 3-1 is swung on and way under. A pretty hard fastball as Grain gets the count 3-2. Good job by Capuano to find his way to a full count after starting this one with 3 straight balls. Grain looking to get this 6th inning started for Onley. Cropdusters trying to fly by with more comebacks as he knew it. Strike three looking. Grain sat down, and a good start for Capuano, who continues his pretty good night. Scoreless so far, just grooving.
Yeah, and if he can continue to be effective, Big Train would love to leave him in as long as he can continue in this game. Obviously don't want to lead to injury for him, but appreciating his presence and experience on the mound.
Saw a box score last night where two teams saw position players come into the game. It was 19. The Windy City Thunderbolts of an indie ball league, can't remember which one, fell. They lost 20-19 on a walk-off from the Florence Y'alls. Had a friend there who does stats who was texting me things that you just never think you see in a baseball game, because he kept sending me the score, like, look how many runs are scored, and he just kept updating it because more runs came across. 1-0. High and inside as he started the last three guys. 2-0. Has extinguished one of three of them because the current one standing in there. As they will have a conversation with Capuano whether or not he can keep going. This is fairly deep into an outing for him. Capuano, the pitcher out of Youngstown State, he's got himself already into this game 2.1 full innings of work. Came to relieve in that third inning, escaped that third inning. He's got more in him, he says, to Colangelo.
Yeah, interestingly, not the pitching coach going out there, but head coach Sal Colangelo going in there and helping talk with his player to make the right call in this situation.
May have really just told him, got any more in you. Colangelo may have just given him a number of pitches or guys. We'll see. 10:38. Unsure if our curfew is 11 based on how we're handling it. I'm going to guess it's midnight before the lights are forced shut off. 2-0. Ground ball left side. Foul. As Panette will just jog by it.
As a team operating underneath and as a part of Montgomery County, obviously having to follow some of the curfews and regulations that come with playing in Cabin John Regional Park.
As much as I want to watch this game all night, we'll see if that will fully happen if we'll get through this whole thing. 2-0. I believe they will just play until the lights go out. As 2-1 after the foul ball from Capuano. Low fastball. He is getting really violent in his motion, trying to get everything out of his body. Did not pitch in 2026 because of an injury to his arm. They're just trying to make sure he is healthy and stays healthy through the season. Going to be an arm they need. Capuano spent 2 years at Frederick Community College, just up the road. Not just, it's about an hour. Went to Youngstown State. Did not play as a Penguin, obviously. 3-1. Just outside to the batter. As that will advance Xander Condelis over to first base. He has himself his first on-base appearance of the night. A good walk for him. Drawn only swinging at a strike, coming up Donis Rodriguez, the center fielder out of the Dominican Republic.
Interesting situation here where walks are maybe not as detrimental in the category of outs, but more in the category of amount of pitches having to give up.
Rodriguez appearing in all of the Onley Cropdusters games this season. He's hitting a solid rate, 278 average with a 409 OBP. Not a lot of slug in that bat, but a lot of ways to get on, a lot of ways to get around. He's tied for the league lead in stolen bases with 4. He tied that earlier today in the third inning where he would steal home. 0-1. This one lined foul backwards-ish. More to the left than backwards.
And this is what Capuano needs. Getting ahead early in counts will really help him out. Try and get through the end of this inning.
Oh, 2 count. It's got Donis in a tough spot. Ground ball up the middle. Has to make the play on his knees. Machado over to first. Fantastic job. Knows he can't get the runner at second base due to just how quickly he had to collect that one. Fires it over to first. And what has just been a defensive web gem farm when Machado is that short continues to grow. A fantastic play as he gets up from his knees and rockets it over and catches Rodriguez.
Just a heads-up play, too. Not trying to force that out at second, knowing that it might have been a little late for that, and just making sure he gets done what's important there is getting the runner out at first.
Dylan Melton, the first baseman, stands in. He's 0 for 1 for 2 on the night. Popped out to the first base side on an unfortunate catch as Carpenter made a very good one over his dugout. Hard ground ball to second. Picked up by Wright. Fired over to first base. And Onley is cut down, stranding one runner. We'll be right back. In this bottom half of the sixth inning as the Big Train look to pile on a 6-2 lead. They'll need it out of pitching tonight. Two things to mention here. Hack, a fantastic game so far as he will have the opportunity to get on here. It'll be followed. Fantastic job by this pitcher on the mound, Wells Twining, at the likes of UMBC last season. Very small sample size foul on the bunt as Hack tries to get on any way he can. He's currently 2 for 2 on the night. A walk as well to that total. One of 4 runs that crossed the plate earlier in this one. Hack, his first 2-hit game of this young season. 0-1. In the air to left. Under it is Grains. Has to make a tough catch. Just ice cream coned it on the ground there. Very hard play to make after he got a wrong beat on it. Good recovery from Grains in that other outfield.
Yeah, good redemption play for him there, losing one in the last inning on the warning track. Just bounces out of his glove. That one keeps a little tighter and makes sure that one stays in for the first out of the inning.
Twining's father ran track at Princeton. And through a complete game with 9 strikeouts in the regional championship of his high school career. Something that I think a lot of guys wish they could do. Good feeling to bring up Brian Foscolo. As considers the bunt here, pulls it back just in time. Oh, 1 now for Foscolo, who is currently 1 for 2 on the night with a walk. A lot of walks administered so far from this Onley pitching staff has been kind of the bane and what's been causing them to get a lot of real traffic. 12 total. 7 hits, and kind of a miracle they've only given up 6 here. Big Train finally had a breakthrough last inning in the 5th. 0-2. As Twining, 6'6", 200, will deliver. Breaking ball. Caught the knee of Foscolo. They will talk about it before he officially does. He said he thought so. As he's out of Walt Whitman High School. Foscolo, not native to the area. Member of these Kentucky players with a relationship going up to Bethesda. He is a redshirt last year, 6'3", 190, big lefty bat, righty bat. Out of Orlando, Florida, going to Kentucky. Now the 1-2 as Foscolo looks to deliver with 1 out and keep the streak of runners on going, at least 2 in every inning so far. This one in the air backwards as we'll go out of play. One, two. Still unsure if we've got a curfew tonight. And some other news, Kaiser Smith actually will be the last man in the pen. He will go. And then after that will be position players, if you're curious. So something to look for here is the Big Train need to add on to this lead as much as they can to try and prevent what might happen in the unpredictable hours of position players pitching. 1-2 now. As Wells Twining. Righty who hits lefty out of UMBC on the 1-2. It's fouled back through the 5-hole of Springmeyer. NHL finals, I believe, continue tonight in the Stanley Cup. Game earlier this year ended on curfew. The 25-1 win from Onley over Silver Spring Tacoma. Now the 1-2.
I believe there's also a run rule in this league, so that could have taken effect as well.
It was curfew, I believe, for them officially because they didn't get through the 7th and did bottom 7 with 2 outs. Very close. Kind of an interesting thing to happen is kind of levying whether or not the run rule or the other will happen. 1-2. I saw that just because I was trying to, just very confused with the stats. This one in the air to right. Foscolo gives a playable ball for Walter. He's able to get there with ease. 2 outs now as 2 flyouts to either outfield will bring up Parker Corbin, the catcher out of the left side. This pinch ran for earlier by TJ Gramisty. Courtesy ran, excuse me. Forget that we have those, so brain automatically defaults to that pinch run as Wells Twining tries to get out of this inning cleanly. He replaced the 3rd member to go, Carson Kelm, who gave up 4 earned in the bottom half of the last inning. A lot cleaner this one as that one misses outside to Corbin. If you're wondering why it's so late, now we're only in the 6th. Big Train game was delayed due to rain in the area, and mainly because of lightning. That really delayed this one as the final strike was found about 7:30.
Did have a nice downpour right at what would have been first pitch around 7 o'clock here in Bethesda.
Other 2 games tonight are final, as some of them started earlier, and their delays were not as long. 12-11 victory for Metro South County as they stave off pretty good Southern Maryland comeback. They found themselves up all the way 11-2 at a point. Nearly gave that up after giving up a total of 9 runs, 7, 8, and 9, but managed to get out of it. 12-11 just there. Both teams 3-2 now. 2-1 to Corbin. Low fastball, 3-1, as DC as well held off an Alexandria Aces comeback that happened just about the 6th inning, where they went up 2-1. 2-0, excuse me. 3-1. Then found themselves 9-0. Alexandria tried to chase, scored 7 unanswered, but they did not pick up the phone, the DC Grays, as they won 9-7. Pretty good game at Frank Mann Field. For those two teams, DC 1-3, finally in the win column, as well as Alexandria 3-1. Ooh, inside to Corbin on the payoff pitch, nails him in the knee. Metro Southern Maryland 3-3, Metro South County now 4-2, Alexandria 3-2, DC 2-3. Didn't update yet.
That one a painful one for Corbin there. Just gets him on the outside of his jersey and back area. Uncomfortable, but he finds his way over to first base, and TJ Gramesty comes in as his
Courtesy runner. Very thankful, I'd have to imagine, that he gets a courtesy runner after getting plunked right in the knee. 0-0 counts, foul backwards from the next batter in the order, Casey Carpenter, the first baseman, who had himself a 2 RBI double. Good piece of hitting. For him, we actually mentioned he had some power in his bat. He hasn't shown just yet, and he absolutely smashed one into the gap on a frozen rope. Green had some trouble with the play. 0-1. This one's outside 1-1, and some yelling from the dugout. Only last time they saw the big train, something notable happened in terms of, ooh, not intentional at all there. Carpenter hit by a breaking ball. Couldn't get out of the way because it just kept on breaking. And what I was going to note before that was, after 2 hit by pitches, notably only 4 games now in season for Mirza as he's making his 4th start because he was ejected and then had to miss the next game per league rules, as well as Sal Colangelo against this Onley squad. Was not anything against Onley.
not a disagreement with the first base umpire over there on a safe call over at first base.
Whether it was right or not, had a disagreement. First pitch now to Cal Johnson. He gets and inherits a 2-out rally as 2 pitchers plunked. Fastball to the knee of Corbin, breaking ball to the shoulder of Carpenter. Carpenter already hit by one in this. Cal Johnson, little dribbler over the left side. Gondila's up with it. Low throw. Dug out by the first baseman, Melton. Great play as the dugout celebrates the escape from the jam. 6-2 the lead for the big train, though, however. Only's got a long way back, something that they're familiar with. As the last time they got through the stretch, they put themselves up 11 more runs and had a 13-8 win. So we'll see what they can do on this one. Big Train leads 6-2, one less than the previous lead, as Kaiser Smith will come and replace Jordan Campuno when he's done. He will return to the mound now. Capuano plays Iron Man. He is one of the last two arms in this bullpen. Having a fight for this win, or the Big Train, they'll try and go all the way without position players, but they may have to rely on it in a pretty empty bullpen to this point. It'll be a tough start for Capuano in his now 4th inning of work. He's got the likes of Andrew Duncan, the power-hitting DH from the right side out of Duke.
Admirable from Capuano choosing to stay in this game and to see what he can really do for his team here as he gets a strike on his first pitch against Duncan.
He's already gone 3.1, has not given a hit or a earned run up. Did give up about 4 walks. Only issued 4 pads. Free passes. That one outside. His Big Train team, 1-3 on the season, hitting very poorly, have come into this one and really found a way to dominate on the mound with these few guys. Only 2 runs conceded by Monahan. The typical reliever is being forced to start today. Saw 14 batters. Capuano, this is his 15th. The 1-1. Did he swing? Umpire at first says no. After the umpire behind the plate asks for some help. 2-1 now the count to Duncan. He's currently having a day 0 for 2 with a walk. Carson Kelm, Lehigh committed freshman, gave up those 4 runs. And after him gave up 2 hit by pitches, but Big Train stranded 2 in the bottom of the last inning. We're in the top of the 7th. As second pitch in there from Capuano. Kaiser Smith looming in the pen, getting himself warmed up and ready when he needs to be called upon. 2-2. He knows he's the next man. It's all that's left in this pen. Outside. Something you typically don't see in a regular 5th game of the season. Big Train suffering from success.
Yeah, suffering success because of their players playing over there at the Super Regionals with both St. Mary's and Alabama.
Other guys who are off as well just haven't checked in yet, notably, just for their own reasons. 3-2. Big Train will be a force to be reckoned with once they get here as Capuano issues a walk. Having himself a pretty solid day in terms of the walk department for him, because he hasn't given up any hits, and as long as you keep giving up walks, you get more and more chances. Keeping it out of play is not, I think, his exactly ideal day, but he has done that regardless. Has had some ground outs, but it is 3 strikeouts that he sits on, 2, excuse me. This will be his 52nd pitch. That one low as Corbin loses it on the transition, and Duncan has his 2nd stolen base of the night. The 1-0 now from the man on the mound. As Duncan goes to third, ground ball, first base side, off the glove of Carpenter. He'll need some help, but he can't get it. A first baseman's error for Carpenter making his debut there tonight, and just not what you're hoping for the Big Train. Now runners at the corners, no outs, and Barada reaches. Capuano, a fantastic day for him, as he will likely had the ball handed off to the next man on the mound, Kaiser Smith, who has definitely got some closer energy to him. We will see if that actually is the case, and if he is leaving this game. He did just give the ball up. As coming in, interestingly, from the pen is Smith, but he has not left the game yet. Not often you see this, folks. They actually let Capuano hand the ball off to the next man up. Not sure I've ever seen that before, you know?
No, not a typical changing of the guard there for pitchers here, but choosing to make the switch to Kaiser Smith, hoping to bring in someone who can get fresh arm, who can get some outs and get this defense rolling for the Big Train.
We'll be right back as he will warm up to Limp Bizkit. Kaiser Smith, last man in this pen. He'll go for the calm 9-out save. It'll be up to Kaiser Smith to keep it rolling here. He's going for a 9-out save. Nobody left. He'll be position players if he can't do it. He has got a 0 ERA on the season. He's given up a few runs, none of them earned. Fantastic job so far in his few appearances. 5.2 innings pitched, only 3 hits given up, 6 strikeouts. He has been an animal. He's fallen off a little bit in this season when it has come to actually dealing with batters outside of the first 5 because he's not a long inning guy. This is a strikeout coin flip type of closer who is an animal pretty much until he can't do it anymore. And fatigue, we'll see if it gets to him tonight if he's got to go pretty long. 0-1 is missed inside. They'll just let the runner at first go. That's Logan Barada who made it on an error at the third base side. Zakai Hawkins, newly committed to New Mexico. The Utah, formerly batter stands in. He's from Las Cruces, New Mexico.
As mentioned, Carson, Kaiser Smith being effective in most of his pitches for the Big Train. His big trouble's coming when he has to be asked to go into the long innings.
Crucius, as my production manager makes fun of me, aptly so. I actually knew that. They watched me search up the pronunciation, then immediately get it wrong. Anyway, 1-1 as the new University of New Mexico Lobo stands in looking for something crazy. Loco. 1-1. That one outside from Kaiser Smith, the breaking ball on that outside portion. Very good against those lefties, but against a righty like Hawkins, not as potent. Top of the 7th, Kaiser Smith inheriting 2 runners at first and third as one of them moved over immediately to second, so 2 in scoring position for him. Three 3-1 from Smith. Just outside, and he walked his first batter. Corbin let him know, hey, man, you're okay. Smith has come in now for the 3rd time while inheriting 2 runners in scoring position. It's the first time he hasn't struck out the first batter in 3 pitches, so interesting difficulty to have there as he walks Hawkins, and he'll bring up Cade Walter, the right fielder tonight, having himself a 0-for-1 day with 2 walks. Zach, you're talking about a guy on the mound who is literally all they have left. What's the mental, do you think, from Smith? With the bases loaded, you're the last shot at a pitcher. You're probably, if you can get through 9, the best chance to win this game. What is the mentality after this 0-1 is fouled backwards to 0-2?
I mean, I think it's just giving all that you can for this team. I mean, you commit to doing this for the summer. You commit to being a part of this team. You commit to the long and grueling hours as part of summer collegiate baseball. And in this moment, you just have to give everything you can. Don't overextend yourself. Don't get yourself hurt. But really just do everything you could to give the Big Train this win tonight.
0-2 count from Kaiser Smith. Outside, if you're into hockey, the NHL Stanley Cup games have been absolutely absurd. So obviously Hurricanes storm back 3 straight. They get an overtime goal win. Today they got a goal pretty early, or got it taken away from them via replay. 4 unanswered from the Golden Knights, but then 4 unanswered from the Hurricanes. They have scored 2 empty netters and are tied 4-4. Wow.
Busy time of the year for sports and in a lot of finals seasons.
Last night was crazy. As a second ball from Smith. Spurs storm back from a 14 deficit to lose anyway. 2-0 Knicks. 2-2 swung and fouled back off the bat of Walter, trying to not go down on another strikeout. Officially now, it'll be midnight is our curfew, because it's 11:10, and the lights are not off.
Definitely not 11 curfew here at Shirley Povich.
Maybe 11:30.
Could be.
We will find out. We'll play till they go out. 2-2. Line in the air to center. Part of that bat is gone. It's a broken bat single into left. Foscolo collects as one runner scores. Another will trail. They'll try and get one at second. It nails the umpire. Throw will not prevent the run. However, does prevent it from getting in the outfield and prevents the runner at second from going any further. A very good double from Cade Walter, who gets himself 3 on the board, and suddenly, raging back are the Cropdusters, who've had the tendency to rebound after this stretch. Don't need to wait till after it, as now they have got themselves right back into this game, trailing by 1. Cannot imagine the umpire feels very good.
No, that one's got to hurt. Absolutely.
They meet with him to make sure he's all right. That was a screamer from the outfield that I don't think he was ready to wear, and that is Cade Walters' second double of the season, first double of the season, second extra base hit. Walter has been a fantastic hitter for this side. It's his first double. Has a triple and a homer already to the year, and that is now his league-leading 10th RBI as the third runner comes home. Pretty fantastic for him. A Onley squad that's offense has just never run away. Discussion made between the third base coach and Colangelo. Unsure what they're chatting about. Seems friendly. Something happening here as the umpires talking about something else entirely. They'll talk to Colangelo. This is a weird one, folks. They're looking at a piece of paper. So something in the numbers may be wrong, as Cropdusters have stormed their way back. If you're just tuning in, a weird stoppage of play. There's been plenty of weird stoppages tonight. The rain delay and the thunderstorm. Thunder kept us off the field till 8. It's 11:15. I'm starving, but I'm hungry for more baseball. Something up, potentially.
A lot of discussion back and forth from the third base coach for the Cropdusters and that Big Train dugout.
It's Landon Springmeyer who's warming up, as well as some tosses from Smith. Umpires will convene again as the third base coach. We'll take a brief break. Get back to action in just a moment. Welcome back. Still no determiner of what's going on just yet. Looks like the issue may be rooted in the fact that Smith was not on the lineup card. Unsure if that matters. He was on the roster.
Definitely on the roster, has played in 2 games already so far for the Big Train.
He's cooking right now in his imaginary AB, I imagine. Got a good breaking ball off there as he's just playing catch with Corbin. Wearing out valuable time for either team. Okay, well, the lights just went out here, folks, and we may have a 6-5 victory potentially. As no, your screen did not go dark for no reason. We'll see what's going on, but Big Train may have just won this game on the fact that it's hit curfew here at Shirley Povich Field. This is a new one for me. This one's never happened in my baseball career. As
Waiting for an official ruling from the umpires, but
well, we can't see him.
we can't see them. The stands are celebrating here at Shirley Povich. They believe it's a win here for the Big Train. Umpire,
We'll see. Third base coach walks off. This is momentary, per the PA announcer, potentially. I think an automated, as it has hit immediately, it was 11:15. That was automated, likely. We are not far enough into this game, I believe, for it to be called regularly on a weather or curfew delay. Our score is 5-6, is only trailing. Who is currently up to bat, has a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Zach, I think what's going on, there's some convening of players on the field. It's mainly helped for us. You can see kind of what's going on. That little bright moving arm that you're seeing is Foscolo, who has a pretty, I guess, useful, luminescent arm sleeve. So never thought that one would come in handy the way it has tonight.
yes, I mean, that's not something you expected in this game. Obviously, the Cropdusters definitely hoping to play more of this game. They don't want to go down like this. Obviously, doesn't seem like a full win could be categorized here for the Big Train here, not having played both sides of the 7th inning.
Fans, I don't want to leave you just lit to commercial break because I do want to let you know that we just don't have fully the full story of what's going on. Lights have gone out at 11:15, as I believe they likely were scheduled to. But I think there's nothing we can do other than go to commercial break at this point. It's 2-2 to the batter as Kaiser Smith readies himself, maybe, to go back into this game. Lights are out. We'll see if they go back on. We'll let you know whether it's the case or not on the Big Train Network. I'm Carson Cash, joined by Zach Lewis. I'm going to wait. Oh, sorry. Apologies, didn't know we were on just yet. The official announcement has come through. You can see nothing, we can see nothing. Lights got shut off here at Shirley Povich Field. This one is suspended at the current score. We will return to Kaiser Smith on the mound, up 6-5, defending a one-run lead as the Big Train look to try and get this one back at another time. It'll be like a doubleheader, but you're just starting one of the games with runners at the corners. There are runners at second, and no outs. So that'll be the case for tonight only. They'll end tonight with some life, but can't capitalize on the momentum. I've been Carson Cass in the booth with Zach Lewis. We will see you at a later date as well. Tomorrow's broadcast will be radio, 7 p.m. at Silver Springs, Tacoma. Be there. Thank you very much, and good night.